Hey, welcome back to the Match Ball Grid. My name is Andre. My camera's a bit low. That was a long intro, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Oops. How's everyone doing? It is April 9th, 2020. We're still indoors around these parts, huh? How's everyone else doing? What a smooth fade out. It's cool if you bring attention to fade out. But Jake, what's up? How are you? I've been buzzing for some Netrunner this week, so I'm very happy to catch the start of your stream at least. Hey, welcome. We got some Netrunner for you today. Let me just fix all this stuff. We've had some Netrunner this week already. We didn't stream it, but we did record some games. We had a GNK on Tuesday. Shout out to Roberto for organizing. We had 14 players playing on a Tuesday night, which is huge. And we had an online tournament, 3 rounds. I've recorded all of it. I've been editing the videos together. I assume we'll see the first video as soon as Saturday, and then we'll basically be doing 1 round at a time because they're like an hour long. It was really fun. Again, 14 players, a lot of wild IDs. I don't think we had more than 2 of the same ID on anything, so it was pretty cool. Hopefully you're doing okay. We got some Netrunner today. I want to try and build something. I also want to play a deck that I've been enjoying a fair bunch more. Yo, Wizard, what's up? Hello, Andre. How's it going? It's Antoine, right? How you doing, dude? Thanks for showing up on Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna be playing the deck list of the week. Is actually a deck we've played before. I feel like I hear the music still. No, it's not there, is it? And this is Sanjay's Con deck list. It's actually the second Sanjay's Con deck list 2 weeks in a row, which is kind of wild. This is the more optimized version that actually did win a tournament. I like the optimizations to it a fair bit. I'm not a big fan of the deck. And I think we've said that before when we played this. We gave it 1 game and we got scarcity of resources turn 1, and we kind of didn't play it well and just decided that we didn't like it. It's a con deck, which is kind of fun and wild because its ID doesn't really see any play, and it's basically just using our ID to clicklessly install and slightly cheaply install some of our breakers so that we can just sell them to Aesop's Pawn Shop. It's nominal value. It's not the 400 plus card Titan deck, is it? It definitely is not. I've actually never played that. I don't think playing a big deck as a corp is any fun. As a runner, it is fun. As a corp, it's just like, oh fuck, we lost. Because it's a lot harder with a corp. What IDs did you play? We played 419 and Chronos Protocol. 419 was meant to be like this is going to be good against everything. Chronos Protocol was a bit more fun and wild, but had a really good time. I'm not going to talk too much about how that went, but the games will be up relatively soon. As soon as Saturday. So yeah, I think we've talked about this deck list before. It's just a con deck. We only have 12 influence. We're spending all of that on Aesop's Pawn Shop, some multi-access, and Mining Accident. We only running 2 pawn shops because we can always hostage, and we only need 1, largely. And then we just basically are installing Fairies, Passports, and Tycoons for free because this is installed for 1 cheaper, and then we're just pawning it off. So limited econ, not too flashy. We have to run a lot, so the bad publicity is pretty good. We don't have too many tricks, like run aggression tricks. We have Bravado and Diversion of Funds. No, like, sometimes you want some of that shinier stuff like embezzles, or I don't even know. Amakua with the data sucker can be pretty good. Unfortunately, Con can only install icebreakers, so you can't even get like data sucker value. It'd be really cool if you could clicklessly during the run install whatever that piggy bank card is. I never remember the name of. Stuff like that would be really fun, or like Cubon, things like that. We also only have a 40 card deck, which is pretty wild. I think there's only 1 other criminal with that. Is there a criminal? Is Silhouette a 40 card deck, if I'm not mistaken? And having a thin deck is good for consistency. The chance of you getting an Aesop's Pawn Shop in your opening hand after your mulligan is pretty good. It's only a weakness specifically against damage decks that want to grind you out. It's really bad to have few cards, and we actually don't have a lot of tech against those decks. We do have Boomerang, which is kind of cool because you can, I guess, play it a whole bunch of times, but more importantly, we don't have Stargate or any no one home or any way to deal net damage, so that's probably a bad matchup, but everything else seems okay. Fairy's kind of cute also too against some of the big sentries in the early game that you're scared to rush into. As a barrier breaker, we actually are just using legitimately Tycoon, which is kind of wild. This gives the corp money, which is not something we generally want to do for a deck that wants to make aggressive runs too often. It's also really, in theory, bad with Mining Accident because they get money back, but it's not the worst. I guess we're hoping Amaku is a barrier breaker. This card I would generally play alongside Pad Tap, but this deck doesn't run Pad Tap. Played the small locals online tournament, played as Nat with Guinea Pig, Moshing, and Stimhack against a complete image Chronos. Needless to say, I lost hard. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's really hard when you play that matchup. You have to play like some tech against net damage, right, Tokes? How's it going? We had some interesting matchups where we were playing Chronos against people that like Apocalypse decks that really care to keep that one card in hand. And that's really fun and really potent when it's like a combo deck that wants to keep stuff in hand. Chronos is good. I think Chronos is like severely underrated. I think it's definitely really, really, really good. I don't think we have to copy paste this deck list because it already exists within JNet itself because we tried this a while ago. I don't think we won. We played one game and I don't think we did a good job showing it off either. So let's give it another shot. I'm really glad. So for those who don't know, Chronos, there was 2 Chronos IDs and I think it was Europe had to vote at tournaments which one they wanted. One of them was the one that we got, Chronos Protocol, and the other one was a HB brain damage ID that said whenever you do a brain damage, look through the runner's deck and also destroy or trash all of the cards with the same name, which I'm so glad we didn't get. And it's not because brain damage doesn't need support, but how tedious is that? Like, do you have to take their word for it? I think you do, or you have to call a judge over to be like, hey, look through your deck. I think they're hiding copies of this, which is like a stupid thing to do, right? Like if you hide a copy of a card and then it comes up, I don't know, it feels like a game loss. You did have to, yeah. You had to call a judge over? That's so buck wild. How's it going, Solom? Let's see if we can also win something with this. Not call a judge? Wait, sorry? This seems like a lame ID. It was kind of, I don't know. It like there was 4 IDs that people were choosing from. It was like the Collective, Laramie Fisk, Chronos, and then this HB Chronos thing. I forget its actual name, but none of them seemed very exciting. I think the Collective nobody wanted. The Collective was like, it had some really weird restrictions. I think it was like a 50 card deck or even maybe bigger, and it had very little influence. And it said if you do the same action 3 times, get another click. So it's like a built-in Jeeves for runners. But back then, like Magnum Opus was a thing, and I think people were worried that's what it was. You just trust them to do it sufficiently, and they play the card again, they get game lost. It seems so unelegant. Oh, this is a problem. Hey, so Sinisteferi is the person who generally plays against us with like really big Wayland dice. I think the last time we played against them 2 times in a row, they're playing like Government Takeover, Building a Better World HB, which means they're gonna have really, really, really big ice. So Amaku isn't particularly great in this matchup. In fact, just Mining Accident and running is kind of hard to get value. It actually might be a bit easier to get Mining Accident off because sometimes they dip low. Yeah, not a high hopes for this. I don't know how if we can compete with big Wayland money. If they get like an early what's it called, Overstate AI, I don't know what we can do. I guess we could boomerang it if it's like whatever has 2 subroutines. Not a lot. Collective was 55 deck size. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, so 9 credits means a face check could be like a Fairchild 3, a DNA tracker could be pretty bad. Hopefully we can set up and draw something that we can install cheaply. We have to remember that we're not 419, so they don't have to pay to expose. So the Amaku isn't like particularly that great, but Blue Sun is less likely to be running IP block if you ask me. Let's try again to install. Well, we could run and make sure we get 2 mining accidents. I don't know how good Bad Pub is against huge ice. Oh man, I'm not excited for this. Boomerang into diversion of funds would be like something. We could also just like bravado. See if they res. I guess they could res like an Afshar. All right, going down to 1. Just Google the Collective. 55 cards, 5 influence. Yeah, it was weird, right? How's it going, Haas, by the way? They always play Sandberg. Yeah, right? I'm expecting Sandberg, and if they play Sandberg, we're just done. All right, so this means like it's likely. Do we just pawn this? It's not really good. This means likely that if we interact with them, we're gonna get either punitive or hard-hitting newsed or anything. Like our econ's just really, really bad. Like I don't think we can do anything here. I don't think installing the Amku is right, but if we don't install things, we don't get money. I think we just have to do credit casts, and luckily casts is a bit better with Pawn Shop because we can sell it for an extra credit at the end. Con again? Yo, what's up, Chris? Are you more excited about this con deck? It's the same con deck. I'm equally as excited, which is not. It has a really bad economy engine. It's reliant on us running. Otherwise, it's just like a pretty inefficient, high influence spend on a Aesop's Pawn Shop engine, which a lot of people aren't playing it right now, which probably says something. They're on my ban list, woof. Collective is probably busted. Yeah, I don't know. It might be. It's that sort of type of shaper deck that people are really scared of that just sits back and does nothing and then like can scare you. Oh, that's okay. Well, if we face check next turn, we might be able to do something from that. I don't think we pawn this. I think we just like click 3. So hopefully the idea is that we like Bravado HQ, then run archives, and we get 2 bad pub. But then we've interacted and we have less money than them. It's gonna be an issue. Yeah, I don't know. Talking about being excited about a con deck, like it's I don't know. It's not probably good to start on low energy, but this I don't think this con deck does anything particularly exciting. Like it, oh, this didn't scroll. It just installs pawn shop stuff. I want to see like stim hack fem. I want to see like really fun con stuff, or the bird breakers. As bad as they are, at least it's like weird. All right, they've oversight AI'd an Orion. If we can break all of it, which we can't actually do with the Boomerang. Boomerang is only 2 subroutines. Otherwise, they're going to return this to hand and get 15 credits. If we had pad tap, stuff like that, we could maybe slow them down a bit, get credits when they bounce off of Maryland, but we don't have any of that. And it's going to be hard to like the mining accidents once this bounces. So I think we're just going to have to face check a Bravado into, like, I don't know, HQ. I guess Archives is one of the worst reses. That's cool. That's defensive. And if they res it, we'll still get money. Hopefully we don't die. And then we can just do mining at mining. I just don't know how good the mining accidents are. But like, well, we gotta do something. At least this is a good economy play. Ah, hoard him, that's fine. So that's a hoard him. I think we're just gonna run R&D. If they let us in, we can fire 2 of these. Oh. That's fine too, I guess. They're gonna have a lot of money. Like, they can bounce us into hard-hitting news us. We've already ran anyways, so it's not that big of a difference. With 3 credits, they even could consider resing here. It's like a Mesfingo or Enigma, or IP block would be really bad. All right, now playing this is probably not great. I really don't think the bad pub is gonna get us too far, considering we still have to break Orions. I guess we have Fairy. Fairy breaks us for like, what, 6? 4? Peter, what's up? Finally get a comment on a live stream. Long-time subscriber. Keep it excellent content. Thanks so much. I'm glad you could make it. Also, thanks for the kind words. How you doing? Where are you playing from? So, of course, they're going to go ahead and bounce that Orion. That's a 14 credits overall. Building block's going to put something down, either Chiashi or an Orion, I imagine. So it's Orion on HQ. And you can see how this deck is going to struggle to deal with it. Do we even have Class Act in this deck? Yeah, we do. Okay, so our card draw is basically just Class Act and click for credits. We'll pawn this now. Ooh, money. We got 1 bad pub. Amina's pretty good. That breaks Hordem for 4, which is a lot of money. I guess 3 with bad pub, and then they lose 1. So like, that's not bad. Gamble's good. Just still gonna have to push for a remote, and that's our last turtle. So yeah. I think too, just because we're only on turning wheel and we don't have any other mean tricks, like we don't have really hard econ denial, like the games are also going to take a bit. Like they're not going to be fast games unless we lose fast. Because like, how do we get a single access on HQ for value? Like you can't. We don't have sneak door, we don't have anything, but like largely that's a problem for anyone. I didn't check whether they bounced the Maryland campaign. Did they bounce the Maryland campaign? Yeah, they did. So that easily could be a Maryland campaign. It could be a 3-2. It could be anything. I mean, it's good against Orion too. Oh, you're right. It's not bad, is it? Ah, 6. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. We want to get things down that we can pawn. Yeah, that's technically, this is like clicking for 2 credits. I guess if we bravado, but we have to get through the ice, which isn't something we're really going to be able to do at this point. And it's not like a meaning through this is particularly good. Boomerang is actually really cool with con. It's a way to get in cheaply. Bad thing about Boomerang is if they res their ice and we don't use the Boomerang, they can just bounce the ice, and then the Boomerang is it's going to be basically dead. It's not going to recur itself. I think we can just install this and click for credit and throw out the last turtle. Yo, what's up, Baza? How's it going? Happy Thursday to you as well. So it's just Maryland, so they're going to turtle up, probably dirtle up too. I'm assuming they're just gonna get huge credits and then either threaten the punitive, which we're not gonna be able to contest, or once they're ready, get that what's it called, Sandberg on the table. And yeah, we're not very good at interacting with that. Do we pawn this? It's like not even great to pawn this thing. Like this thing actually gets through these for 4. We're gonna need the Mina anyways. It could even be on like Trojan Horse and it'd be a problem. Turning wheel, that's good. That's how we win. Turning wheel Fairy, like our turns aren't particularly exciting because we can't really interact with them. I guess we can put down the Mina And we could have got hard-hitting used a couple turns ago and we didn't, so maybe they're just on a more defensive play. At least with Blue Sun, they're less likely to be on big advanceable ice, just because bouncing advanceable ice is not particularly exciting a lot of the times. They're oversetting AI this Orion. Well, they're only at 42 credits, making them go down to 57 doesn't matter too much. So I don't care too much. I think we're actually going to keep the Fairy, because the Fairy is the best way for us to deal with Orion. So here we could face check. We could put down a Mina and run. Again, the better thing is not denying him the credits, but actually trashing the Orion. Trashing the Orion is kind of relevant. So we could put down the Mina and just like bravado it. We could also just put down the Boomerang and then bravado it. Oh no, we still need a break hit. These are not looking very good, are they? What does this deck have multi-axis other than turning wheel? It doesn't. It's only a 40 card deck too, so slots are really tight, but all it has is 2 turning wheels. And hopefully we can bounce off something like, I don't know what they put out here, like a border control. Horton's actually one of the better ones because giving them a credit doesn't matter. We could just do say fuck it and do big plays. Like we could do Horton, Amina, Bravado. Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck it, big plays. I just don't know if the Boomerang gets through all of this ice. At least it stops most of the bad parts of a Chiashi fire. It also deals with Surveyor. It also deals with what's it called? Oh, we don't have a lot of money actually. So it is a Chiashi, so that's fine. So we can just not take the net damage. Or we actually can get through, which is probably better. These 2 cards are not particularly good. I think we're going to do that. It also makes us more money. I don't think these are going to do anything in the matchup. Fortunately, our ability is not going to fire. So we can take 2 net damage. We have an AI installed, so we're going to just lose the top 4 cards of our deck. Did that fire? No. Oh, we should... That's actually a huge problem, because if we lose breakers, like we only have 1 of some of them. Philippines, loved your Doomtown video. Hope to see more in the future. Hey, glad to hear that. I can say also on the Doomtown front, somebody else did just publish a complete Doomtown mod. You can find that on Tabletop Simulator because I haven't published mine. Oh, that's really bad. So what did we lose? Okay, that's actually could be worse, right? Like we lost an Aesops, which is fine. Losing the second Boomerang is pretty impactful in this matchup, and losing a Bravado sucks. We don't choose a trigger. Oh, Bravado is a trigger. Cool. And now we're gonna go down to no money, and so we can just like easily lose right here. There's no reason for us to do this. And if we make a successful run, we actually do get an Amakua counter because we access nothing. We'll shuffle that back. Here we can't die to Punitive, but we spent so much money on this. I guess we had to put Amina down anyways. We robbed them in Orion, which is good. So we could die. I don't know how we die here, actually. It's more likely that hard hitting news us. And so they're going to take the credits off the Maryland and bounce it. Did Doomtown get a rules overhaul, or was it just another publisher picked it up? What's up, Brett? I bounced off that game hard. Doomtown Reloaded, the rules didn't change at all. So that game was re-released around the same time that Android Netrunner came out. AEG was printing it, and in the last like 3 years, AEG they stopped publishing the game, but they were kind enough after. And unfortunately, the people that were working on the game either left or were fired. I'm not sure why they left the company, but AEG gave them the rights and the rules to the game, so they continued it on with their own company. Or at least with a different company. I'm not actually sure who owns that company. But it's the exact same rules that Doomtown Reloaded if you bought the big core set back in the day. I actually rewatched a bit today of the rules explanation, and I realized how often I speak way too fast where I say the wrong thing, which is really bad for rules explanation. Also, YouTube garbled a bit of the thing, so like it jumps every 10 minutes, you lose like 20 seconds, which sucks. I've heard a lot of people actually be interested in more Doomtown content, so if that's going to happen, it won't be happening on this channel. I'll let y'all know, and we'll make another sub channel just to stream Doomtown or whatever. The thing is, like, I'm not that great at Doomtown, so like I kind of feel like a phony making content where I can't tell you like this is a good thing to do, right? I bought the base set and promptly sold it. Definitely miss having an LCG though. It's technically still an LCG, like new cards are coming out, and that's really exciting. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of value of Paragon in this matchup. Cool thing though is Tycoon is actually good in this matchup where they have infinite money. And now I'm assuming one of these is a Sandberg and the other one is whatever. And if they res a Sandberg, I think we'll just concede. Okay, cool. It's an agenda. What is that? An Atlas? Oh, standoff. Huh. Why are they playing standoff? Does that mean they're on like Tithonium? Tithonium is really good with, I guess they could res Tithonium for free and bounce it for money. That seems okay. Do we want to trash one of our installed cards? I don't care if they draw 5 credits. No. They get 5 credits, it's fine. Yeah, it could be archers, and like I think all that stuff makes a lot of sense if they're playing a Sandberg, so I think we're just gonna respect it. And just like, you know, click to draw like we normally do. Alright. I guess we can install passports like clicking for 2 credits. It's better than clicking for 1 credit. Ooh, Fairy's even better. Fairy's cute though, because Fairy deals with Sandberg. Not well, but it deals with it. I guess we could have played Daily Cast last turn. Not sure why we didn't. Alright, well, we'll pawn it. Yeah, Doomtown's really good. I think I've said that a lot of times on the stream and also on the Doomtown stream, but it's definitely a pretty fun game. BC because you're tilted? Yeah, a bit tilted. How's it going, Rob? I don't have a lot of faith in this deck, especially against a deck that has a lot of big ice. So it's for Sandberg. All right. Hey. Do you mind if I respectfully concede? Like we don't have the economy to keep up with this. Cheers. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna concede. The Sandberg is gonna be too hard. Our breakers aren't good. Amaku's gonna get nowhere. Hey, you too. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like we have better use of our time, maybe. Happy Thursday, thanks. So I hope we don't seem like a totally terrible sport. We played against this person a couple times. I think the first time we played it was like a real grind of a game, and we were like 1 credit short of maybe keeping them out of what we thought was important, and then they like just brought back Sandberg with tech startup, and it's like, okay, well, I don't know. But a lot of times they run like government takeover, and I don't know. It's just unfortunate like playing against that I don't like. I'm not sure I like that design of that card too much, right? Like it's just so swingy on whether they get it, whether you don't get it. I don't know. I'm not saying anything too smart, I don't think. Happy Thursday. Hey, Rob, how's it going on your Thursdays? I take it you're stuck at home too, huh? So what I wanted to do today is build a deck. There was a deck that we played. It was our last game we played on the stream, maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. I feel like Polyp needs a comeback. Polyp is definitely really cool, but how's it going, Janktivist? I don't think we got into HQ. I think Polyp is really strong. Getting into HQ is kind of an issue for us. Also, like we have a 40 card deck with deck slots is already really difficult, and they're running multiple Sandberg. So even if you pull it down for a while, like, you know, we're still really weak against having to deal with multiple Chiachis. All very stuck, yes. Are you able to work from home, Rob? For what it's worth, also Rumor Mill like could come back in a meaningful way. Like Rashida's is in every deck. I think that's the best you can guarantee. Yo, Jessica, what's up? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Wow, there's a lot of criminal in this lobby. Just play Rumor Mill, JK. Streams are the only way I have to keep track of time nowadays. Oh shit, we are now the controllers of time. We can say is like, Happy May, everybody. Happy February. Oh, yo, Aaron, what up? All right, so this is it's a weird deck, and I really like the core conceit of this deck. I think it's fascinating. I think the core conceit of this deck is like bizarre. Wow, there's so much criminal in this lobby, and I don't know if I would even call it like experiment. Like it's experimental, and I don't think it's necessary for it to be this wild. But I think what I've learned playing it makes me excited to play more of it. Or play more of the same idea. This is meant to be an Earth Station deck that never builds a remote, or actually more accurately, doesn't ice their remote, which I think is a fantastic concept. And I'm realizing the power of Embolism and how absolutely nutty Embolism is as a card. Now our opening hand, we really want something. Yo, what up, Aaron? We really want something that we can jam into the remote that gives us money. Ooh, them fighting words. So we're gonna mulligan for that, but you'll see hopefully what this deck does. It's a bit not consistent, so we'll see. This crazy thing, this deck is so cool. I think it really is actually very cool. We're playing against Smoke, who's good at dealing with ice, specifically sentries and code gates, assuming the stealth suite, which would make a lot of sense. And all we want to do is get an econ card out of here. Okay, so we have a border control. We have a pretty good hand actually. I don't know what sort of R&D pressure they're going to be exerting on turn 1, so we'll put this on HQ. It's really good on HQ with our ability. Mind you, to run HQ, they have to pay a credit. Then we'll put this on R&D. Generally, stealth suites struggle to deal with barriers. They have really good stealth breakers for the other two main subtypes of ice, but not barriers, so barriers are kind of what get us there. This was a fun deck the other day. Hey Daniel, what's up? Man, this deck is really cool. I missed the deck choice, isn't mine. Tokes, was this the list that you passed? I forget, I know somebody gave it, it might be yours. Yes, it is yours then. Does this play like RP? It's cool because it does play like RP, and it makes me think that you can run Embolism in RP, but a big part about this deck specifically is how it plays so many other support cards where you don't need to spend slots icing up the remote. We probably should have put this on HQ first before drawing there. But when it gets up, it's wild. Like, I've had Embolism with 7 tokens on it, and it's just like, yeah, I can jam a Naked Agenda, and it should be totally fine. I've updated a bit. I'd be interested to see what that sounds like. I think I want to build this deck list, but do actually ice up the remote for some reason. I don't know if Commercial Bankers Group is actually worth it. I think we talked about last time this came up that Gold Farmer is a bit absurd. And here we got some Stealth Suite. They also don't know what kind of deck we are. Like, we easily could be a punitive deck or something scary that they have to respect. Secure and Protect also is a card I almost never play. And we're going to commit to not icing the remote. Otherwise, like, we could consider just jamming Transport Monopoly. And the problem is as soon as we ice the remote, and maybe icing it with border control is good enough because it's not a permanent solution, we can't do a Commercial Bankers Group, and we have 3 of them in the deck. Daily Quest might be a variant. Oh, fuck yeah. Daily Quest is so much better. Yeah, damn. Daily Quest is cool. So they threw out a Caldera, they played Peace, so we all made a shit ton of money. They have a lot of money, even maybe too much money. We'll put Gold Farmer on HQ, I guess. It's cheap. We'll put Winchester on HQ because I guess it goes there. And from here, I think we can draw once more. This deck doesn't have a lot of money. I think we want to maybe draw once more. Like, we need to get the Embolism up early. Otherwise, they can always just pay 6 to run it, and we can't stop that. Like, I think that's actually a big problem with this deck is that if we don't have a really explosive start, like now, it's not that hard for them to stomach the 6 costs to charge this remote. And then we have to get Embolism up. So I think we're in a pretty bad spot. We actually might have to ice the remote. Luckily, border control means pay 12 to run the remote, but they can totally afford to do that. R&D is also looking a bit malnourished at this point. They haven't shown any breakers, but they're also on 28 credits. I think we might have overdone HQ. We might have overdone HQ. That's okay. We don't need to do anymore. It's a shame that the Surveyor doesn't even matter, right? Because they just pass it for 2. Tried building a Daily Quest version? Yeah, I think we definitely will build a different version. Oh, this Drafter's cute. I think we actually have to jam into the remote. I don't think we can do iceless remote this game. You're gonna bring back Sneak Door. Oh, you mean Rebirth into Omar? People still do that. Yeah, we like against a lot of criminals. You have to worry about Amakua, so you do have to ice this up. What is this shenanigans about? Yo, what up, Chris? Yeah, this kind of got a bit out of hand. We don't have anything for the remote. We really need an Embolism stat. On that note, we'll actually build a remote. We'll build a remote. I wonder if we can flip and then make them pay. They have so much money. But maybe they can actually pay. No, thank you. We can get them to pay the cost. Let's draw for an Embolism. That's a Chrism grid. That doesn't matter on the remote. It's cute on HQ and it'll trash the Jinja. I think though, basically, that's the biggest issue here is that we can't afford to res most of this. Unfortunately, I don't think we have to res all of it. Like, just probably resing the Surveyor, I guess, tax out the once per turn, and then we can also res the Winchester. Putting this on HQ is okay. Let's draw once more. Oh, wall to wall is good. And I think we'll throw out the Secure and Protect. Oh, remote iced. Well, it goes like that sometimes. Yeah, I feel like we had to pivot to that way sooner than we did, and we could have jammed out. We probably should have just put 2 ice flipped and jammed, because getting the Transport Monopoly down can be a big deal. I don't feel like this is going our way. Ooh, Mantle. Ooh, there you go. There's the after image we expected, so now sentries aren't that hard to deal with. We forgot to flip our identity. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to flip. We'll res the border control just to force him to do something. Yeah, flipping seemed to be very important. We didn't do it. They're also running the Mirror, which is a card a lot of people didn't ever consider to be that worth it. We also get to see what their fractor is, whether they're on Blackstone or just on Corroder. Oh, it's a Penrose. I guess they can use that for the turn. So those were the 2 cards we weren't surprised about. Whether they have a permanent barrier, that's the interesting thing. Wow, flipping would have been a really big deal. Would have cost them a lot more money. At least our border control is rezzed. I guess that's a plus. I can't even tell. But they have a lot of money incoming. It's going to dry up though, right? They play 3 gambles, 1 piece, and 2 daily casts. So it can't go that much farther. Oh wow, this can be actually really good. I'm going to flip here, and then IPO, and then next turn we can jam. So now to run this remote, they have to pay 6, 12, 18, and then take 3 clicks. Unless they can run HQ to flip RD. It's going to eat all our border controls, which would be bad, but then we don't have an iced remote, and then we've said what we promised we would do. Another SMC. They have the MU. I think we jammed the SSL. If they steal it, it's fine. We haven't seen any tricks yet, though, and that's what I'm worried about. Aaron always has something crafty. Daily cast finishing, they're at a cool 25 credits. Again, HQ is way more bark than bite. We can't afford to res this whole stack. Peace means that we're going to get this SSL off, which is really nice. They do have 34 credits. I'm just really scared for also the R&D interfaces to come down and then us to get locked, because I don't think we have fast track or DRM or anything. And I think digital rights management would be really good for this stack, considering HQ is probably our most protected server besides the remote, if you could even say that. Self-modifying code looks like it's being popped. Uh-oh. No, undo. And I don't know what a modern smoke deck. Now they just want to make value runs so they can boost their breakers, and it's not that hard to deal with this server. I guess parts of it are good. No thank you, Sandstone. But barriers are really good. Getting that on R&D is probably kind of nice. This could have looked like an NGO front. Didn't call our bluff. That's way more money now. And on the way to maybe winning a game. We can only hope. Unfortunately, Embolism isn't showing up, so we can't actually show what Embolism does. I think also this deck could be running the upgrade tokens. It's a region, but that's fine for the remote, I think. That says if there's another card, or specifically an asset, I don't know, you get a credit on it. I forget what that was. It came out in like the maybe it rotated. No, I don't think it did. Do you know which card I'm talking about? There's an upgrade that gives you a click a turn. They're on Croder, credit a turn if there's something else in the remote. I think it's like maybe 0 to res, 2 to res. All right, turning wheels coming down. Looks like there's just stim hacking HQ. So they have 35 credits. They want to put our money where our mouth is. We're gonna res some of this. Expo grid, yeah, that's it. So this one's always nice. It's gonna always be expensive enough. I think it's gonna cost them 3. It's pretty good for Codegate. It's a Wayland card, the region. Is it a region? Yeah, I think it's a region. I think it's Expo grid. Fire Unbroken, okay, take that. So they just flip our ID, which is interesting. They also have a chance of stealing an agenda. So what's worth rezzing? If they after image this this Winchester, and I don't think they know that this is a surveyor. I think we hid this, but this Winchester would otherwise be let's see if they break it. If they break this with after image, the surveyor after, it's gonna be good. And by break I mean bypass it. So let's see what Aaron does. Yeah, it is a region. Okay. I think we can do that for the remote. It seems good. It basically charges Embolism. I think the 2 of them are a pretty good combo in any deck. I just think the Wayland one's it costs a lot of influence. Oh, by the way, they installed a Croder. Okay, they actually broke it. Nice. Smart. So we're not going to res the surveyor. Still have so much money. If we res the surveyor, they just pay 2 to bypass it. We don't want to do that. We want to get 2 surveyors on this remote. On HQ. And I think they probably trash the Jinja as well. We'll res the border control. It's only 2, but now they know that this can be like a really fucked. Maybe it actually wasn't worth resing it because we're not taxing them out a lot. And having this as a surprise, if they run this before they try and run the remote, it probably is worth it. Oh, they also didn't even use all their stealth credits. It's hard. Our server is too tall. They steal an Atlas, feels bad. They probably trash the Jinja, because at this point installing a card is really, really expensive. Oh, they don't even. They lost an SMC to brain damage. They're not that weak to punitive because their money isn't there, let alone we're not playing it. Seems okay, I guess. Yeah, it seems fine. Dirty Laundry going in here. They have stealth credits. This is 3 or 2. I don't think they've spent a single real credit this run. They probably didn't. We might have not wanted to res there at all, but I think they eat the Jinja. I think we'll res the more likely to res the gold farmer. This at least cost them money. And now I don't think we can win. I don't know whether we can win on this. Also for Embolism, we have to ice up archives, and they're good at dealing with ice. I think we're just way too slow on the setup, and now they're fully set up with a very efficient breaker suite. The question is whether they run out of money or not. A deck like this also could be running Lady Liberty, no? Tokes? I think we could be running Lady Liberty. They can take this one if they like. If they run HQ, it's a bit expensive. If they run the remote, it's real money expensive. They could have died to snare there too. Possibilities. There's a lot. It's really exciting. So this drafter is not a particularly great res. They can bypass it for 2 or they can break it for 2. So it's not real money. That's a problem. Whatever. I guess we have to do it. They're just going to try and lock us out of an agenda. And the thing is, like, this Embolism is actually pretty worthless if they can run into other remotes. I don't think we have a game plan here. Because this Embolism is only good if they can't run other centrals, and we have archives open, let alone they can run this for not a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know how we get out of this hole. We have no tricks. All right. They only have 11 cards left. Like, they set up so heavily while we set this up. Do we want to put the Surveyor on HQ? I don't know if we need to. It's kind of cool, I guess, because then it's harder to get in. But I feel like we might be better off served putting down the remote. I guess it doesn't change too much. We can't really afford it either. I think we have to be building up something. Sandstone on R&D is kind of interesting, but then they can just bounce off of it with the turning wheel. This is a bit harder to bounce off of, but they can always break this for free and get a turning wheel access. I guess paying for the gold farmer isn't that much worse. So maybe putting this on R&D is fine. We need to get some money. Well, that's technically money. We can probably play that next turn. We'll see how it goes. Lady Liberty also falls into those sort of decks I think that we didn't like too much. We can't res this because we want to IPO out. The decks that just dirtle. Now that we can't res this though, they could also just bounce for turning wheel tokens. Luckily, I think it's not that expensive for luckily it's not that expensive for them to get in. So this is 2 credits again. Anytime the first time a turn they spend a stealth credit, 1 off of smoke, they gotta put a counter on here. Man, smoke, the original Rizeki. It's the gold farmer. This is going to cost them 2 credits and then 2 credits because they break all the subroutines. Still 22. I wonder what's left of their economy. They probably have 1 dirty laundry, maybe Deuce's Wilds, 1 piece. Oh, Atlas off the top. On a single axis too. They didn't use turning wheel. So now they're on game point because we were running legitimate 3-pointers. I don't actually know if we can capitalize on this IPO credits. They can bounce off the abstract for turning wheel if they really want. Yeah, they can. They just lose 2 credits, which isn't that bad. But I don't think there's the last one. I don't think they're gonna have a problem bouncing off anything. Just join. It looks like we're doing some Jinja Elevator. The Jinja is not core to this deck, but it's mostly like we were meant to make a remoteless or iceless remote, but it didn't come together at all. We didn't draw into any of the pieces. We definitely should have pivoted way faster and rushed out agendas. I think we fucked up and let them set up. How's it going, Dennis? Boo smoke, as is the true stealth ID. At least in Criminal, right? Criminal got some good stealth cards. Criminal might have the best stealth cards now. Ebola, Embolism, yeah. We were playing Embolism, which is pretty good. It's a good card. I want to maybe play an RP. Man, Embolism seems good. Or they lose 2 and end the run. They have 3 mantles. Yeah, they can break that one and end the run, you're right. No matter what, it's not going to cost them just about anything to do it. It's a Hornum. So can we do anything with money? No, not really. I guess we have to jam into the remote and like force them to put their money down. Like we can do install advance IPO. And I think they just R&D lock us still. Now if they have to run this, at least it's 18 credits. And then the agenda doesn't really help them win. Because, well, I guess it does if they access another 2-pointer. Maybe they're daft enough to run HQ first. HQ is probably more expensive than 6, though. So maybe it makes sense to run this. I don't know. Stealth Leela is better than Az. Yo, what's up, Sads? Hasn't seen the NGO front either. So I don't know what Aaron's going to be up to. That's the thing about stealth Leela is like I'm not convinced that there's any part of Leela that makes the stealth part better. Ooh, pay 6. Stealth Leela impossible. Stealth requires running to be good. I think that Leela's actually pretty aggressive. Leela's ability is fine even if you don't bounce ice. So unfortunately, if we spend all these border controls, like our remote sucks a wee bit. Do we use one of them? Feels bad. Feels so bad. I think we may be able to use one of them. I don't know. We do also have that like upgrade that you can spend 4 credits on. That's like mediocre when archives is open, but that's kind of nice. Oh, sorry, that's on me. Sense on a remote would have been nice. Yeah, Sense on a remote would have been pretty good, you're right. I don't know, do we pop this? Reduce service, that's the one, yeah. I don't think we pop this. What happens if we pop this? They can run back. It's going to cost them 6. No, that's fine. We can give them this. Use border control? I don't know. I feel like we need the double border control to even have a chance later on. But now we lose to single in R&D, so it's going to be a bad spot. They probably should just trash this. I miss what's in the remote. It's just one of these 4-2s that don't matter. It's a really good card, but like it's only good if we can lock them out. Like once you have an Embolism up online, this card's sweet. If you don't, it doesn't matter that much, especially when we iced HQ this heavily. It's easier to get HQ access with Leela for the new Ghost Runner replacement. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I think it just like slows down the corp a bit more, so it's okay. Oh, hey, we just top decked it. Damn, we're good. Money? Money, please. Ooh, caddy. So next time we can do install advance, but then we need to put like 4 credits on this thing, which we can't afford. And I don't think we drew poorly for econ. Yeah, we drew all our IPOs and 2 hedge funds. And like commercial bankers group isn't a good draw now. So I don't know if we're gonna have the money. We're gonna have to click for credits for a bit. But we're not gonna res the surveyor because we spend 5, they spend 2, unless they run it multiple times. And then what's the break actually? It's only 1, 2. Wow, they break it for 3, even if they don't have to after image bypass it. That's nutty. Damn, that's good. Wow, what a card. Whoa, this thing just eats surveyors. Oh my god. This looks good. This looks good. I wish it just had more tricks. I wish stealth was just a bit more than efficiency. I think the safe cracker was kind of on the right track. Mirror too. This gives them basically 1 credit worth of value. I guess their stealth credits have more value than real credit, like 1 credit. This is like a pseudo once per turn Paragon. These decks classically ran Paragon too, didn't they? I guess now they have to spend influence on stuff like after image. So this is the list same as the previous or modified? This is the exact same list that we played last time we streamed. This is not going well for us. After image is very good. One of my favorites of uprising. Yeah, it is really good. So now they can really lock us. We did draw in through the one agenda, which they don't know about, and now their money is shit. So if somehow they don't hit an agenda here, we might be able to run the remote. Actually, they do have 8 credits on Netmarker, which can't be underrepresented. Stealthcracker is cool. It's good outside of the numbers. Yeah, that's a problem, huh? And now they're just getting turning wheel because we're not resing here. Crisium Grid. Okay, I don't think we can afford this, so we're not going to do it. We're just going to score this out. Honestly, advance here might be right. I don't know why, though. It just gives us something next turn. I just don't think we have any good plays next turn. Any thoughts on changing up the agenda suite? Yeah, I don't know even if we play this fat. Like, I think we might just play RP. But the agenda suite, like, this is a win more card if you've ever seen one. Like, scoring a 4-2 and getting no value out of this. Like, the thing about this deck is that it can have an uniced remote in theory if you're set up. So even running Oaktown Renovation is really good. Just because you have a thing that you could leave there as a magnum opus when you do need money, and it seems pretty safe. I like that a lot better. Here's the updated version. Thanks, Stokes. I guess the remote I was due to early deck drawing ordering. Yeah, we didn't draw well at all. All right, they're going for it. So if we res our sandstone, that costs what, 3? I'm gonna open that up. I should open that in Chrome. Hold on. I'm more interested in seeing your own Embolism deck idea, though. I will try the other version. I don't think Gold Farmer is worth 3 influence in Wayland. This thing is cute on the remote, where they can't really afford to bounce into it. But we're definitely going to lose to the turning wheel. We're also going to have no money. And unfortunately, the turning wheel isn't like the kind of cards that this card is good against, like Hushuk or Stargate. Can't res, obviously. So now they can just access a couple cards, and we're likely to lose here, right? They can access what? Maker's Eye worth? Yeah, Gold Farmers are cut. Okay. All right. Let's see if they use the tokens. If we had a border control here, we could be a bit more threatening with the tokens. It looks like they aren't, so they just saw the top card. Mirror also charged up back of the mantle. And that's that. Oh, we have a gamble. Okay, well, it's either we do credit gamble. I think, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get locked anyways. Reduce service. Oh wow, we actually could put that on R&D. I didn't realize. I had no idea you could put that on R&D. I think we just jam something into remote so it looks like we could threaten a win, but we don't actually have money. I guess we can make it look like we threaten a Rashida. So putting this remote is okay. The problem is like next turn we're just clicking for 3 credits, which is obviously kind of rough because then we can't even hedge fund. Scoring that might have actually been wrong. Wishing that was an SSLA bet. I really do. Secure core V4. We've secured our core. That's true. We have secured our core. So this could look like a Rashida. I just don't think they want to run it. And I think no matter what, we're just going to lose to this turning wheel. Like, it can see so deep. And then we have no shuffle effects or no mass draw effects. So we'll never be able to draw through it. I think they can just dump it right now. We'll probably lose. We can't even fire snare or any real threats. Not that there really were threats. For what it's worth, they only had 7 cards left. Like, they got through their whole deck fast. But I think by fast, I mean we got through our deck slow. This has an Oaktown, still Transport Mall, like Commissioner Bankus Group, Attitude Adjustment, Restore. Yeah, Restore is also really good in this deck. Come on, Aaron, go see some cards. Yeah, there you go, a good game. Oh, we have an Oaktown. Looking like you might need some more ice on HQ there. Yo, what up, David? How you doing? To never ice a remote, but we need to stick in an early Embolism. Deck seems pretty strong against multi-axis, except turning wheel. Yeah, right? If we, but that, okay, so I'm gonna try this once more. I guess we might try the updated list, but we didn't stick an early Embolism. But like, I've just been so impressed with the strength of sticking an early Embolism. Problem is, as an upgrade, it's really, really hard to tutor. But the idea is that they can't run the remote and pay 6 and then maybe, I don't know, trash that. They probably should at some point in the early game. Like, I think you can pay 8 to trash this in the early game. But once the Embolism is up and then you've iced all remotes, there's this like pressure going on where it's like, okay, I have to run centrals and I don't know. I think a runner with like a good economy should just roll through this because we're not doing anything particularly unfair. But I think it does like just kind of steamroll and like lock out poor economy decks that struggle to get the maxes, because then this thing does snowball a bit. We'll see. I want to see what the new list is. So this is the new version that was submitted. This, by the way, is Tokei's deck that they were kind enough to throw our way a while ago, a couple weeks ago that we've been playing. So far what's changed, we still have the Surveyor at Winchester. I haven't been that impressed with Winchester for what it's worth. It's still kind of expensive, but I guess 3 subroutines that are relevant. We shouldn't complain. We had one game where the drafter did fire and it was fucking nuts. So I'm kind of really happy to see this one always. Whoredom, Crick is really cool for a deck that does want to ice up archives. This is a pretty good way to do it. I'm pretty down on that. And then Sandstone and Border Control, nothing flashy, but definitely not bad. We got 2 reduced service, the Jinja, the Chrysiums. There's the 3 of Chrysium, which again is a bit of a win more card. The card is actually really not good unless you are having the Embolus lock or your ID is flipped. And the point is that when you're at that point though, it is really, really good. And it's definitely worth it. We have Hedge Fund Attitude Adjustment and a Restore. Attitude Adjustment is a bit of a way to bail out. I might actually be interested more in digital rights management just to be able to jam stuff out. It also means that we can tutor our 1 of Oaktown Renovation, which immediately we might be een to have more Oaktown Renovations. I wonder if we can make a deck so shitty that we can like have an Embolus remote that has like something really bad in it, like an underway renovation, and then we can just like keep it there and just be like, you get your deck out. Well, good sir. Currently on Torrential Island on low battery. Someone has to charge it when you just a moment. Where's the charger? Oh, it's down here. Maddie's messaging from a foot away. 1 second. Did you build Torrential Island or you found it?
No, I found it.
That's pretty rare.
And it has the cutest poster on it. We will be moving to the island.
I had the charger. Don't worry, by the way, everyone. I found a good sell for my turnips. I made, no joke, I sold my turnips for $420,690. It was sick. But it's good. Chrysium's always great value. I play it in just about anything. It's also not a bad card. You're totally right. Turning Wheel is like the one good counter to it. Slow roll false flag. Oh my god, the value. At that point though, we could slow roll government takeover. All right, we can try this version. I think it just uses the influence a bit smarter. Restore is really cool. I don't know what we do restore though. I guess you can restore a reduced service and then pay the cost on it. Restoring Chrysium is a bit expensive. Restoring Embolus also is like not amazing because once the Embolus is down, you're probably in a bad spot anyways. Lit. Addition to Bankers, would it help adding the yellow quest for another option at 3 credits per turn? I think so. I think Daily Quest is really good in this deck. And I could see dropping like Attitude Adjustment, Restore, and a Drafter for 2 of them. And it might be better than Bankers. It's like very similar to Bankers. Unfortunately though, if you don't ice it, it's actually a bit worse than Bankers, right? Because they only have to pay 4 basically to run the remote because they get the 2 back. I guess they still have to trash it for 3. Restore Border Control is dope. That is true. I feel like if you're trying to put them in prison, Kayambe Grid is much better than Jinja. Yeah, but then you need an ice suite to deal with that. You need an ice suite. And like Jinja's really good because we want anything. It's a credit swing. Yeah, it is a credit swing. But hopefully we never have to bank it. We'll try this one again. I don't know about Kayambe. Kayambe is a bit slow, and then you need the ice. For what it's worth, though, the other list did have a copy of Wall to Wall, and I was kind of a big fan with Wall to Wall. And I think if you do Wall to Wall, like I think just Mass Vingo is a hell of a card right now. There's very little that can deal with multiple barrier subroutines elegantly. So just like having a Wall to Wall in and then valuing like just Mass Vingo, it might actually be better than Sandstone in the long run. Sandstone's a cute card, and we do have CVS, but Mass Vingo is like underrated right now, I think. Auctions for transport, maybe 1 more SSL. And also running fewer agendas might be good because we don't have that many windows to jam. Well, that's not true, but like the deck can just draw terribly and then you're in a really bad spot. Did we copy the JNet code? Or did we just, yeah, we did. Cards, Corp Tech, let's try this. There's so much extraneous influence spent here. We could really easily upgrade to DQ. I just don't know if DQ is that good. Oh, I guess the thing with DQ is we can fucking ice it. Wait, that's the huge thing about DQ. Secure Core V4.1 question mark? Where do we, Earth Station? Yeah, let's try it. DQ Embolism was busted in Egg Infusion. Fuck, I haven't played. That's the thing. Is like I think, man, my hair. I think we haven't. I'm not gonna touch it. We haven't played enough Embolists out of faction, like Egg Infusion, or even like you need a way to make money at the same time. So I think like the Wayland upgrade, or just having another remote in it with Sundew or something like that, you can do some pretty cool stuff. Is this really rushing out when it needs Embolist lock? No, it's not. 5-3 punitive. We don't have money. We really don't have money. All right, let's try. Okay. Let's try to get let's try. Let's try to get what's it called? DQ in here, daily quests. How many can we get in here? Maybe not even 2? Not even 2. Okay, the drafter's cute, not necessary. How do we get more in here? We can cut maybe a Chrysium. Let's see how that goes. I'm just saying we win the money war. I don't know if we do. That last game we definitely didn't, but we didn't go fast. Embolism T's hardest counter was round timer. DQ plus bankers plus SSL plus Oaktown. I don't think you can do DQ and bankers because you only have one remote. So we can't really do that. Oaktown I do like though. I like one fewer of this maybe. Actually maybe one fewer Atlas. Atlas does help us win the game though. It's a good card. Oh, this is awkward. No, this doesn't really change anything. I like Oaktown. It's like a Jinja, but you recall? Cut Crick? I want to try Crick. Seems good. Jinja's kind of awkward because we have Chrysium. Do you know what I want to try doing? I want to try trashing these. Like, we'll try getting rid of the bankers. This is a different deck. I think we might consider icing our remote at this point, if we need to. But we'll cut bankers, then we'll run Expo Grid. I don't know what the numbers are on Expo Grid. Maybe it's actually not good. But Expo Grid is a region, which is fine for a remote. And it says 0 res is great. And when turn begins at 1, if there's a res asset installed in the server. Oh, it's only an asset. Oh, we can't get money off our agendas? I thought this was any card. GFI's influence. And we kind of need the SSL money. But we also don't have a restricted card. Rex Studio for double S remote Turbo Jank. That is the Turbo Jank. Oh man, I do love Rex Studio though. Nothing good starts with Will Expo Grid. Expo Grid's not that bad. Expo Grid's okay. What's wrong with Expo Grid? Will Expo Grid, it'll be fine. We can cut a Jinja and put another daily quest in there to ensure the Expo Grid. Expo Grid is actually a lot better instead of daily quest with wall to wall. So maybe we can do a wall to wall because wall to wall is something that can just like come back. If we're doing a wall to wall, we can maybe drop 2 sandstones, add 2 Masfingos. I think we have to add 2 more pieces of ice or 1 more piece of ice because I think we cut an ice. All right, what have we done? Jinja, and we cut something else out. Maybe we can do a digital rights management. That kind of breaks R&D lock. 50 cards. We'll fix this. We need the money to pay for a nice reduced service, and reduced service works better if all our centrals are iced. Yes, we need to ice everything. As for one actually involved in developing Transport Monthly, I honestly recommend cutting 1 copy for the 3rd Atlas. Oh, David, that's savage. It's really cool in this deck though with Embolism. Fuck that savage. Transport Monopoly. Oh man. Okay, we need to get a card out of this. If we're playing to ice a remote, I think reduced service has less value. I see what you mean. Yeah, if we're icing a remote, you're right. We have fewer ice to spread out everywhere. Maybe we don't ice a remote. Oh, fuck. Shit. We're being pulled in every direction. Okay. We don't have a restore anymore. Did I make the deck worse? I think I might be. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's well, loving their station deck. How's it going, John? Hopefully you're doing okay, too. Reduced service archives? I think the whole plan is to not ice remote. I think the whole plan is not to ice remote. I think you're right. And if that's the case, oh man, yeah, fuck it. We're going to commit to the not ice remote. And then we're going to build like a Jinteki version that does this quote unquote properly. Okay, so that's the case. We want commercial bankers group back in. Okay, cool. 51 cards. Great. Good stuff. We wall to wall. It's still fine. It's still a fine card. From here, I can support these changes. I can't support these changes. We're massacring something beautiful. Yeah, we're not doing what the deck wants to do, which is not ice remote and DQ. I don't know. Death and taxes. I don't think we need death and taxes. It doesn't really help us win anything. Like scarcity is just better than death and taxes. Like, you know, I think that's always true. Netrunner deck building is great. It gives me such anxiety doing it live. Normally, like, okay, when I build a deck, it takes a while. Like, it takes a long while, and I sit there, draw 5. Okay, man, I would do this. Draw 5. And then I ended up spending 2 hours just drawing 5. What influence did we cut out? We cut out a restore. I didn't like the attitude adjustment that much. We can. Isn't there not? There must be a better. There must be a better use of influence than attitude adjustment. What's it called? Fairchild 3? Yeah, that's a good choice. There might be something better than this. You nerd. Yo, Cookouts, what up? Hey, John. Hi, Andre. Nice to see all wonderful people here. How you doing? Welcome. Put scarcity. I'll post an angry emote. No, we're not putting scarcity in. We're definitely not doing that. We could. We're not gonna. All right, this feels like fine. This is fine. I feel you on the draw 5. Got to feel how the deck sees itself across the random starts. I think draw 5 is so important. And I think it's important to you to say, like, okay, on this draw 5, I get rid of FC3 and throw in a value DNA tracker. We already can't afford it. For what it's worth, FC3, like, the balance of them clicking through it is something we can capitalize on, which is good. I mean, really, it isn't even a knock against transport. 3-2s are just super dope, and even if you pretend it's a 4-2, same ratios, Atlas counters are also tremendous. Yes, I do agree. All right, we need a runner that has a really bad economy. What's like the wildest face check? Like, that's the thing at this point is like, fuck it, we put in Cortex locks and like we win because sometimes people hit Cortex locks. And before quest complete, it's gonna be, if somebody quest completes this deck, I will lose my mind. If we don't transport monopoly it, if we don't, like, you know, Crisium grid it or border control it, they deserve it. We'll concede on the spot if they quest complete us, as long as it's not turn 1 or 2. I think I got like a little cactus spike in my hand. I can feel it, but I can't see it because it's one of the real small ones. No, I can see it. And then like that's the sort of thing that you usually try to like pull out with your mouth, but like I think it probably is worse in my mouth than anywhere else. We should try the Motion version of Remoteless Earth Station. Oh yeah, that must exist. What does it do? I guess it just does Gordon, which is what I call NAPD Gordon, which is what people call NAPD Cordon. 1 second. 39 games tonight. Man, Netrunner's still cool, huh? So what's best to do this out of faction? If we're going to spend this and do this in Jinteki, and I don't think Embolism is a lot of influence, it's either 1 or 2. I'd be so surprised if it's 1. Is it 1? Nice. What's good? Like, do you do RP or is Ag Infusion even better? I feel like Ag Infusion embodies or takes up that same space that Blue Sun does, where it's like, hey, sorry, you can't run because your breakers and your econ sucks. Yeah, Embolism is 1. It's crazy. I'm actually really glad more people aren't playing Embolism because it does seem like one of those lockout decks, like the sort of what's it called? The Sandberg-esque decks, where it's just like, sorry, it's a good Embolism. You couldn't get in for 4 turns, and now you're really bad. Like, Embolism Blue Sun must be like tight. Yeah, tight's the word I used. Yeah, one Anansi res, then every server is Anansi. Yeah. RP love. Yo, what up, jogging? Yeah, heavy RP love. Glacier RP ought to be still good, right? Why did it not get good? Everyone's playing direct access, right? And that's why we stopped playing RP? I think it's something that I realized because I still played a couple games after on stream. We played, I think it was this weekend, right? We played Journalism, where we tried to play the deck that gave a lot of bad publicity in Valencia. And then, holy fuck, criminal, am I right? And then we played Itinerant Protesters to get their hand size to 0. And that was something that you could play. Excuse me. That you could actually play back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like when RP was like winning worlds, plus minus 1 year. It's because the game was so much slower. Those RP decks would be like, okay, I'm going to bury my agendas with Jackson. You can't do that anymore. So the game's so much accelerated. And they were like, okay, I'm going to build a 3 ice remote. Then I'm going to put in my Caprice Nase. Then I'm going to put in my agenda finally. And it was like, you know, those games were long. And it's no longer the case where now a lot of people are just like, fuck it, jam. So you can't play those like long, slow stuff. So maybe RP just is not good for that reason. I think the most RP I've seen is just like assets. In an RP shell, you kind of have to pick between political dealing style deck or a bigger ice deck. Ag Infusion only really works with a bigger ice style, I think. Yeah, for sure. And I think if we're playing Embolism, we're definitely going to be icing up everything heavily and then playing upgrades, and then basically being a Glacier deck that could just be a Polana with more money, hopefully. Less money. I think Rush Ag Infusion with Lacosta works pretty well. Yeah, Lacosta's also a hell of a card. Holy fuck, Lacosta's really good. Man, Lacosta's really good. My Glacier RP deck tends to defend mid games because the Sundews rarely survive. I've actually been like not impressed with how a lot of people that I don't know even playing on this channel have been. That sounds like a shitty sentence. I've seen a lot of people not protect their Sundews enough, and like their Sundews are so important. If you can get a Sundew for 2-3 turns, it's a Maryland campaign, but it's like so good. And a lot of people will just like jam it behind a single ice that they can't afford to res, or like don't even ice it. It's like whatever. Did the stream died? No, I think we're still here. What's the influence on the Caprice lockdown? I think it's 3. My guess is 3. I was told Lacosta was a 5 out of 10 or lower. Oh fuck. That's rough. It's hard to review cards. I don't know how you get 5 out of 10 though. It looks really good. Like there's so many cards that I'm way more forgiving. For what it's worth, this channel, NGO front, we said now good. So what the fuck, glass houses and all that. They should have made that negative influence. Oh my god. Just border controls, the Ag Infusion ETR, 1 taxing bit of ice is usually enough. But how do they get money? Do they not have more? Like, doesn't Polana just do that with more money? A Kiko, okay. This might have the shitty economy we need. Hey! We were out there on the lot for a while. All right, opening hand, good enough. Not what we exactly want to jam. Do we mulligan for jam? I want to ice up R&D against a Kiko. Acosta was perhaps the uprising card with the biggest swing in people's opinions. It was weird, because clearly it's terrible. Who the fuck said Acosta was terrible? I don't want people like name names, but like why? On what basis did Lacosta look bad? The numbers are your in favor. It's a good ability. It saves you a click and a card at a turn. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll keep this. David, are you able to talk about like weird, cool early design stuff? Like what? I just want like the fun stories. The fun stories always post design are so cool. For those who don't know on Twitch, David, who is lead, I don't actually know your role specifically, but he's a really nice dude. I had the pleasure of meeting him back in 2018 at Worlds, and he's in the YouTube chat, so he always gives a bit of his opinion. I think we'll just ice up Centrals. This is a good one on HQ. This is fine on R&D. Again, Shaper's not really good at barriers. Maybe we'll get some tokens on that. Oh, Andre missed the end of that. Made it sound like I was saying it's bad. Oh, sorry. Clearly it is terribly great. Wait. Oh, you're right. I did fuck that up. Formatting. Wasn't in your favor. I think it's a powerful fast events card, except the cards sit on the table and hostile assets plus trap. What do you mean with that, Whitest? All right. Ooh, Armitage. This could either mean the reduced card pool or Aesop's Pawn Shop or Apocalypse. And I think those are actually some things we're pretty good to deal with. We want just an Embolus or reduced service before we just like jam an Atlas. It heard me. We're in no rush to put the crick down. But Armitage is really weird. So maybe it's a reduced deck list. Maybe it's a reduced card pool. Maybe it is an Apocalypse deck. These show up in Apocalypse decks. I don't know why we play Apocalypse in a Kiko though when she has only 12 influence. Pad tap. Okay. Maybe it's just a modern deck list. I really want to ice the remote because we could jam Atlas. Like, it's so easy for us to jam Atlas here. It's so easy for us to jam Atlas. Oh, we're drawing. Okay, don't give a shit. Crick was good on archives. I know we drew last click. We'll put this on HQ. Next turn, we're going to flip, basically jam Rashida. Jam the CVS debate? That's cool. Yeah, it's probably not a bad play. Armitage can be Hushik. Yeah, you're right. Armitage can be Hushik. Maybe the border control, we want that here. Border control and R&D, it's a bit too late, unfortunately. Stick to the plan. Don't worry, Jessica, we got you. What make the Armitage good for Apocalypse? Oh, it's Aesop's. So that makes sense too. It also could mean Hushik. It's good for Apocalypse because it's like quick money fast, and then it's not like a permanent investment. I've seen it show up, and also with Aesop's decks. Aesop's also works pretty well with Apocalypse, and I've seen people do that. So we're gonna flip. We'll just jam this. If they run it, it's fine-ish. Actually, no. Wow. This is a really bad spot, too, where they had their early econ, and now we can't even jam an Embolist. Like, we should have border controlled and jammed an agenda. Putting this anywhere is fine. I guess here is better for Hushuk. Oh, I forgot about the pad tab as well. Whoops. Do you want pin 6 to run this? That's the problem. It's like we're sticking to the plan, but our plan should be like win. And I don't think this game that was a good plan. Resmus Fingo. Three strength, 1 sub. It's a barrier. It's gonna force me to get something. What do you play? Where do they play? What's their factor? It's Crota, right? Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. Ooh, 2 to break barrier subroutines. Let's get some advancements on there. So we gotta spend some money. What's this look like? If you and the corp spend the same number of credits, we'll access 1 additional card from R&D. Shapers can't deal with barriers, he says. I've seen Nkuza a fair bit in the last couple of days. It deals with border control real nice and good. But luckily for us, R&D. Oh, wait. No, that was dumb. R&D? R&D. And I want to play an IP block, but I also want to just get rid of their pad tap. Hey, lead dev. Perfect. Read Lacoste in particular. I don't have that much exciting stuff to share. There was one of the cards dev came up independent of design. Was mine. Used to trash for 3. That was one of the cards dev came up independent of design. Oh, cool. Why does Akiko only have 12 influence? Do they really think her ability was that strong? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like they did. Not sure why. We'll never know what internal testing was like. I guess we can actually at some point now. We'll trash this. All right, so their money's not amazing. We could res the reduced service once we have a bit more money to our name and then start jamming an Atlas, and then we're kind of on track. We also could restore Rashida. Do we just restore Rashida? I think we might just restore Rashida. And it looks like it's on defensive agenda, which is not. Oh, I thought we could IPO there. Whoops. Wait, why can't we IPO there? Oh, because we trashed pad tap. Fucking of course. Now they're quite poor. Yeah, now they're getting a bit worse off, but they can always like this Armitage is 5 credits of value. Hostage. Uh-oh. Is this a Paul's Cafe deck? It's a DJ Fenris. Haley. Ooh, Reina Roja. Don't mind if we do. It's an Nkuza denial deck. This is spicy. I like this. All right. So, talk about spicy. It's a lot of cards. This is on a successful run. No, it's whenever you access. That doesn't care. This is a successful run. Nice. Nice. Crisium counters Psych Mike. Oh, so good. Damn, that's good. So, unfortunately, we had fewer cards we would jam out. I don't think we actually... I think we can leave this in here. If they trash this, it's a bit unfortunate. But next turn, we'll jam... what do we want to throw out? Honestly, probably the commercials, because I think the Oaktown's good enough, and we're a bit flooded. I think that's what happens when it's like turn 7. You score no agendas, and you doubled Rashida. Oh, fuck it. We'll just res this. Run Centrals. They don't have SMC. It's going to cost them 14 credits to run this remote. An adjustment would have been nice right now. No. We got everything we need to jam out. So we're going to res Hordem for 5. It's important to remember that this rain is going to happen. Luckily, this does fire, so we at least get the Reina back. Now if they run here, we also... Ooh, border control on the outside. Ooh, feels bad. What's it cost to break a border control? 5. Oh, that's fine. We don't have an Embolist. They have a Simul chip, but this is exactly why we wanted this card in our deck. Okay, so in theory, if they just pay 14, they can run this because we don't have an Embolist. They could do that. They can just pay 14 and run this. They're just like, it looks, we're posturing that the CVS is like an Ash or something better, but like this is not great. Again, if we don't have an Embolist, it's not fantastic. We have the Crisium here, so I'm not that scared. This Afshar is pretty good. They also probably are on some sort of Palangi where they want to make everything a code gate or everything a barrier so they can bounce up with Ankusa, which is really mean with Reyna. Bankers? No, I wasn't Bankers in remote because I wanted to jam an agenda. Otherwise, we'll flood up and do nothing. Fire? Okay, so they lose 2. Cool. I got tricked by CVS. R&D interface? Yeah, that's scary. It makes a lot of sense with Psych. We have all of the Crisiums. Oh man, it feels great. So we can advance this. It'll put us on 8. So from here, we can play the IPO and score this, which is not bad. We also could score a Jam and Atlas, which is not bad. Especially because their econ is not amazing. Actually, they're going to be at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We really need an Embolist. It's like really important. I think we will score this and just play that. They could just go trash this. But they are setting up for something quite rude. Luckily, we have enough agendas in hand that even if they R&D lock us, we might be in an okay spot. And hey, if we don't ISO remote, we're not going to have to worry about Reyna. Harbinger, good. That's some good cast value. Turning Wheel, even more multi-axis, good, 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 good. They didn't pawn their casts, which I think they definitely could have. They didn't pawn anything this turn, so I think they lost a credit of value. Because I don't know, I guess they could pawn this next turn, but then they don't pawn the Harbinger faster. There's no reason not to. Oh, good, they have no money. I guess we jam. This face-up agenda is also kind of bad because it's obvious that it's an agenda. So they know they can run it. I think it's safe to say they're not an Apocalypse deck. Simul Chip also is cool with Harbinger, right? Because they can pawn it and then they can use their Simul Chip for value. I think this is a really good combo. Jam SSL? Yeah, Brett, we could have. We definitely could have. We probably should have there. Alright, we're gonna res a Crick here. Is Crick even a good res? No! Crick is fucking useless! Wait, Crick is really bad! Why is Crick here? It doesn't do anything. We only can have 1 remote. It's good with upgrades. Sure. Wait, this is not great. We literally do nothing. Oh, that's sad. This seems so good on paper. Gotta protect archives. We install a card. No, thanks. I guess it's good to bring border controls back and upgrades back, but that's it. So they're just gonna whittle this down. Man, we need an Embolist. Get that Chief Sleep trigger. Yeah. Oh man. That's also on the list of decks we need to break. Crick can recur border control. Yeah, Desutso, what's up? It can. It has some things. You have to fire that though. Install card from archives. Oh fuck, you're right. We have to. We have to fire that. Yeah, what's up, Chris? Yeah, well, you're right. We have to fire that. I guess we wouldn't have rezzed it if we knew. But in theory, you're right. We have to trash our agenda. Then they get the agenda. Oh man, I'm just gonna play that through. There's an errata on it? No, fuck off. Crick is not optional? Hold on, hold the phone. Surveyor, nice. Crick, Netrunner. Did they errata it? There's no way. Why would they errata it? No, they didn't. So we fucked up really bad. Do we put fucking Surveyor on archives? Oh, yeah, they got Pat Tap there. I forgot they put Pat Tap down. If they flip HQ, it's really bad. I thought there was. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have rezzed that. We didn't think. Because that, yeah, they would have given them an agenda. I can't believe this is not optional. That's so wild. Balance. Yeah. Exodia complete. Triple Crisium. Got him. Nisei errata. Wait, did Nisei actually errata it, David? Alright, so they did trash a program this turn, so Simul Chip is getting them value if they have anything to recur. They don't have anything to recur that costs money, though, so it's a bit of a wasted trigger. I guess they want this anyways, though. Did Nisei errata it? That'd be great. RNB knows nothing about it. Oh, fuck. Okay, wait, hold on. So now it only costs them 12 credits to run the remote. And this is exactly why we want to jam a border control on the remote. Stim hack? Where are we going? Any of the ice that instructs you to install cards during runs are optional effects. Fuck yeah, Nisei. Thank you. Cool. So Nisei did change that. We did not lose the game. They did it right now just so we wouldn't lose that. Genentropy says thank you, base Nisei. Yes, thank you, Nisei. How does this not have red herring? Yeah, good, huh? They install Oiler. Breaks code gate subroutines cheaply. So it's only 2 to get through this. They installed it. How do they install it? SMC? Yeah. If your Resman's Fingo gets bounced, feels bad. Got him. Thank you, Nisa. Yeah, that's great. This could have so many cards. Anything that's defensive in the remote could be good. Alright, so we're going to res Crisium Grid. What does that do? That just prevents Psych Mike. They're still going to see a lot of agendas. And they're also going to get a token off of reduced service. All of that feels pretty bad. I don't care if they see extra cards. Yeah, because Psych Mike doesn't fire. Doomtown when? Good question. Berta. If we're doing Doomtown, it'll be on a different channel that we'll make for that. And we have gotten some people asking about that, so... Oh, SSL. Yeah, it's money. So I don't know. Hopefully soon. They won't get a token off, will they? No, they won't either. Word. Cool, cool. I'll keep you updated on this channel, though. Next Opal is still completely atrocious, but, you know, could be even worse. Atrocious as in design, or, like, it firing? Oh yeah, what? Pad tap? Pad tap? Do we need the money? Maybe we don't need the money. Maybe we don't give them pad tap money. No thanks. So like this is such a big deal, is that like we just ice up the remote. It would be so much easier for us to score at. Man, our fucking both. All we need is an Embolus. Embolus. Oh wait, they trashed an Embolus. All we need is that Embolus. We only hold on to the restore for the whole game. This is really scary because if they steal this, they win. I think we have to hope that they are scared of this. I just don't know why they would be. So it costs them 12 to run this remote. They're going to start their turn with 10 credits. So they can just like credit run. Now Crick is good. Now Crick is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Euler is really bad if they don't recur it with Aesop's. I don't think we got it. If we don't get an Embolus, we basically don't have a game. Thinking, of course. Alright, so if this is an NGO bait, it's like pretty glorious. Unfortunately, they trash or reduce service, which at least costs a lot of money. Then they get this, which they're on game point, which is scary for somebody with 3 R&D interfaces. It also flips our identity, which is, you know, a click loss. But like it probably is in our best interest next turn just to do like install, flip. Trace 2 is not amazing. Wow, yeah, Kiko has Link, huh? My local Netrunner scene died because they didn't want to play Nisei cards. What? Who the fuck? Why? Why? That's shitty. I know. Yeah, that's just rough. Alright, we could just lose this turn if they access one of these. Nisei cards been great. Running the remote doesn't flip you? It does. Oh, you're right, it doesn't. Haha. Alright, well we can lose here. Luckily, it looks like they're going in on this, which means they're going to lose money so they can't charge the remote. I don't think we're going to res this. No, we should have popped this, probably. Actually, do we fuck this up? Oh, this would cost 5. No, this is probably fine. Maybe resing that was right, just because the access here is so dodgy. So this is kind of expensive. This is a 5 credit break. That's great for us. Oh wait, no, they don't have the boost. So it's a 4 credit break. And they can't really stim hack the remote because they need the credits first. The credits for stim hack won't pay for the either the reduced service or the station. So here we gotta hope that they don't hit one of our 2 ally. Fuck, they got an ally. Why is this in? Okay. All right, so they have 6 credits. They still can't run this. They could do gamble run this and we lose. No, they need 12 to run this. And he says it's like the only post FFG group that I've liked. Actually done a great job. Hey, Rabbi. Or Rabbi, excuse me. I have no doubt they appreciate that. David is saying, Comar's interviewed me pretty early on. Also did a live stream with Morgan and Serenity Re-Gateway. Too big to fail, then run to the remote. All right, here they are. We have the Masvingo, which actually might keep them out. This axis is really scary because they see 3 cards. Obviously, if this axis whips, we win the game. This costs us 4, which leaves us on 3 credits, which is enough to score the SSL. They encountered it twice. Did something happen? Did we goof it? Something about not wanting to play a game which was no longer supported by the company. Very elitist. Yeah, that seems shitty. Alright, they're installing an oiler. They simul-chipped it. So they break it for 2. It's actually, this is a really expensive card. Okay, the question is, if we res a Spingo, we res it for 4, it puts us on 3. They have to, if they want to break it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can't break this if I'm not mistaken. And I really hope we didn't fuck it up because having them extra money to play the side game is actually really important at this point. Right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're short of credit. This is the money gives you enough to score out. Oh, fuck yeah, we have SSL money. Ah, Robert, thank you. Spend everything you have. You're right. And this is why we didn't take the SSL. Like, imagine we took the SSL credits, they would have pad tapped and gained 5. For what it's worth, they should have probably let the Hordem fire. Like, they didn't have to break all the Hordem subroutines. They could have given us a credit because we're still going to have enough money, and then they would have gotten credit and they could have got through. So I think they misplayed there. They could have only broken 1 Hordem subroutine and got a money off pad tap, and they could have gotten access. That could have been the game right there. I think you always let Hordem fire if money isn't an issue. Yeah, SSL money. I had no idea what the cards are. They look hella fun. Check them out if you can. Bertapper. I'm going to say Berta if that's okay. They're really, really good. All right. I forgot that this could be a problem. Can't res this. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Turning wheel. Just 1 and 4. Just 1 and 4. We win 1 and 4s. 1 and 4s are fine. Just 1 and 4. 25% chance. Pretty unlikely if you ask me. I would not bet on that. I would not bet on that. No credits. Are they going to win the game with such style and grace? Accessing with 0 credits, hitting the Project Atlas Surveyor. Oh, dang. Iceless remote. It's possible. It is possible. No thanks. Hey, good game. I just want to see the top of the deck. Oh, that wouldn't have mattered. Close one. Yeah, totally. I reckon you could have let the... Nah, I just checked. I reckon you could have let the Hordem fire the credit to get the pad tap credit. And you'd have gotten in. Woo! No Embolism, no commercial bankers group, easy win. That was far from easy, but you see how big of a deal fucking Embolism is. We need to get Embolism, and there's no way to tutor it. There's no way. Let it roll. Too easy to just click the pump and fully break. They made it so easy for us. Yeah, shout outs to the JNet team. They just made it so easy. 1 button, fire and forget. Hey, cheers. Thanks, you too. Wasn't Euler breaking free? Yeah, it was breaking free. So I guess it didn't matter. They could have just given the credit. But that's the problem is they hit the button that just says break all subroutines. So what's the interaction with Employee Strike and Earth Station? Trash all other remotes? Yeah. If you build other remotes, they immediately get destroyed from my understanding. And admittedly, I don't play a lot of any format that has Employee Strike, but I think so. Congrats on not taking the SSL credit play. That was pretty clutch. Yeah, thanks. Well, you see how much money you need, and like unless they diversion us to do something crazy, you just don't need the money. So a lot of times that matters. That shit matters. I might have taken it if there was another econ card we were playing that turn, because then they would have got the value anyways, but you know. Apparently my memory seems to have failed me. While next Opal did receive errata, Crick never did. It's okay, you can say the Nisi themselves break their own rules. Yo, everyone, quick, we have to get to Twitter. We can take them down. Is that's not a real, what the fuck? There's no robots here. That's funny. Do we run another one? It's 10:21, or do we have time to build a deck that runs Embolism? We haven't fucking fired an Embolism. Or do we build a deck that fires Embolism here, or do we build an Embolism deck in another faction? Chat, what are you thinking? Build a deck? Okay, that's a good start. So I've said this before, but we had a GNK on Tuesday, and I recorded the games. We have 3 rounds, so 3 videos are going to come out. They're about an hour long because they're basically rounds are 65 minutes. The first one should be coming out Saturday. We're going to be streaming on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, depending on what's more makes sense during the weekend. And then the videos will be coming out. It's a fun tournament. We got really good capture. They're actually really exciting games. But I've been realizing a lot of time, not a lot of time, but some of the time in the videos is me, when I take water, I have to go through the audio and yeah, you fucking heard that, didn't you? I have to remove that from all the videos because that's disgusting. 4 or 5 internet randos agree. Nobody likes the 5th one. Okay, yeah, we'll build something. We'll build something real, probably a bit quicker and sloppier than normal. That's a good way to explain away that problem. Just because it's 10:20. It's better than anything in me. Oh man, I was listening to him like, there's no way the mic will pick that up. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Do I mute when I drink water? I drink the hell of a lot of water. Time is illusion now more than ever. Oh yeah, that's true. It's, by the way, it's if you need this, it's April 9th. It's a Thursday. Corp deck, let's go. Ooh, rotated card, band card. Since when? Cool. I wonder, is that defaulted to standard, or is that because I've put something in somewhere that said what I wanted to play? Band card. Is that or Trudeau said moistly again? I have not been listening to Trudeau. Rig a pressure plate to mute yourself when you pick up water. Oh man. Yeah. Alright, what are we playing Embolism in? Literally, we could play it in probably anything. It's only 1 influence, so not that much that we have to worry about. HB is probably... We want to play something that can ice up all central servers, and luckily Crisium Grid is another card that's only 1 influence. So when we're talking about Ag Infusion is just a mean deck, let alone we have 17 influence to work with. But the idea with Ag Infusion is it has that built-in Blue Sun-esque defense where you res 1 big ice and then people are a bit scared to run. It takes a bit of setup, and I'm definitely pretty classically bad at playing this, let alone on stream. Sorry about that. But it's definitely pretty good. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anything that's that appealing in Jinteki besides RP, which is kind of cool because Embolism kind of wants to protect itself. But unfortunately, if they run centrals, rip Embolism, I suppose. I don't know if there's anything else that strong or that interesting. Tenon Institute. You can put Embolism on central servers. Does nobody play Embolism on central servers? You can fucking do it. With the new Caprice lockdown? The new Caprice lockdown, that's the thing, is like, I don't know if you don't need the new Caprice lockdown. Because if your Embolism is big, like, they can't run the remote. Biotech. Clockout says, in our experience, live streams are really fun and great for audience engagement, but not the best way to communicate key info. You'll definitely hear more about Gateway soon, though, because the Clockouts ask about, are you playing New Leaf Stream for a Gateway release? Cool. Gateway soon. Fuck yeah, I'm really excited for Gateway. Did Spark get any love from Nisei? It's my favorite ID. Yeah, they did. Spark got a couple ads. A lot more advertisements were printed in Downfall, the first cards that came out early last year. I don't know if there's any ads in Uprising. Don't quote me on that. There might be, but they definitely did get a bunch of ads. Also a bunch of ice that works with their ability. Okay, on the NBN side, literally anything is fine. Oh, interestingly enough, NBN has a bunch of currents that aren't scarcity that actually say things like for the runner to make a run costs a credit and things like that kind of like de-incentivize runs, which is kind of really fun. I've seen them 10 in Embolist deck. Jinja Kayambe, Domes, and Archives, the only fast advance. Those are cheesy, but yeah, I could see that. But really, do it out of GameNet? Man, I've not been excited to play GameNet just because it's just like, I don't know. There's no, like, Gold Farmer is good and all, and you get a lot of money. I guess GameNet is really cool because Embolist is expensive, but I still feel like Ag Infusion is by far the most interesting. Blue Sun's definitely good. Blue Sun is definitely pretty great. Earth Station was pretty good. Gagarin is interesting because it's a bit harder to trash it. If you do upgrade Gagarin, it can be pretty rude. We've played against that once or twice. SSO is fine. I don't know. Maybe we just do Ag Infusion. Throw Sandberg in your GameNet deck? No, I don't want to play Sandberg. That's not a fun card. All right, we'll try Ag Infusion. Okay, so the thing that we want to do is basically make a good deck. I don't know how to make a good Ag Infusion deck. If you are not familiar with the identity, it says once per turn, instead of rezzing an approach piece of ice, you can trash it, and then the runner is now running a different server, and they're encountering the outermost piece of ice. Encountering is really important. You can't res an ice on encounter, so the ice has to be rezzed, otherwise this ability is just going to be like a boop and put him on another remote, which is still a fine ability. It's like a pseudo border control. So that's kind of cool. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure you res some big chonker somewhere, a big beefy scary piece of ice as the outermost on some server, and then you use your Ag Infusion ability to throw away some ice, good ice, maybe it's some chaff, and then make everybody run into an Anansi or whatever. So that's kind of the cool thing we have going on here. I don't think I've ever built an Ag Infusion deck. Classically, the Ag Infusion decks I've been most scared of are like IT department decks, but thank the Lord that that's rotated. So Embolist 3 cards, that's a good start. I think we probably want some money because we are playing big money. Hedge Fund is good. We want to play IPO, it's good. So we want Jinja to stack up unrezzed ice fairly quickly. Yeah, Jinja's not bad at all. For what it's worth, Replanting is a card, and I've never seen anyone play it, but it's a card. It's a double that lets you install cards ignoring all costs, which actually can be pretty big savings. You do have to return a card to HQ, which honestly isn't the worst in some cases when it's like, bring back my daily quest so I can jam into the remote. That actually sounds pretty cool, but also like obviously absurdly fiddly and probably not realistic. It's also like a really hard card because you need like 3 cards in hand for this to be good, right? Like you need something to bounce, you need this card, and you need 2 installed cards. Interestingly, it doesn't have to be ice though. You can install anything. So for a double, you can be like install ice, install agenda. It's cute. It's definitely cute. We have an Embolist. If we're expecting big nasty ice, should this deck run ganked? Yeah, we could run ganked. Ganked is fine. We also could run, which is not as good as ganked. There's this upgrade that I always forget the name of because it has like a boring. Oh yeah, there we go. Code Replicator. That's a fun card if you also run Mean Ice. It just makes it hard. Also, this sort of deck could just run a bunch of 3-pointers and then run... I actually wouldn't mind that. We could probably just run a bunch of 3-pointers and then for our last agenda point, if we're also not even running Punitive, which we could run Punitive, we run a bunch of 3-pointers and then we run an Offer You Can't Refuse. And an Offer You Can't Refuse is really wild in Ag Infusion. It's really wild with what's it called? With Code Replicator. You can do some cool stuff here, let alone ganked. How does Ag Infusion force unsuccessful runs? By making big ol' servers and by playing Crisium Grid, it's my guess. It's kind of hard, but like, Embolist is just, I don't know, is it fine? I don't know. I don't think I said hi, Mark. What's up? Ag Infusion actually forces unsuccessful runs so you can play a successful demonstration. That card rotated. Anansi Konjin, new hotness. Konjin seems cool. Konjin does seem cool. I'd actually consider replanting it on my deck, but Restore seemed better. Move the commercial bankers to hand to score an agenda or something like that. Is replanting like a lot of influence? Yes. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. All right, maybe we'll try that one. Maybe we'll try an Offer You Can't Refuse. I've played an Offer You Can't Refuse in decks with Code Replicator, and I found it to be pretty cool. I actually liked it a lot. We won a Star Championship with that deck. This was like a year ago, maybe even further. I think it was pretty great. Surprisingly cool. I wish Sunset still existed. There's been so many attempts to make Jinteki ice manipulation like a thing that not only people care about, but like people like is competent. and they still haven't landed it. The best by far is Thimble Rig, which is like 9 out of 10, like still really, really good. But all other cards that like reposition ice in Jinteki, there's been so many, none of them have been great. None of them have been good. That's unfortunate. All right, Agenda Suite. I think we can just do all 5 threes so we can score 2 5-3s and then squeak out an Offer You Can't Refuse. Offer You Can't Refuse is so easy to play in Ag Infusion, Resident, and Nancy, and whenever they don't have money, you just be like, Offer You Can't Refuse, and be like, well, I guess I don't die, and then you get the point. Also, by the way, I've been a huge fan of Gene Splicer. This card's hella underrated in a deck that runs only 5 threes. Oh my god, this is so good. Breach Dome, Space Camp, Archives, go. I don't think we need Breach Dome. I think we can just ice Archives. We'll just ice it with good ice. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Money would be good though. Anyways, so we're gonna need some big old ice. Anansi's are good. DNA trackers are good. The problem with an Offer You Can't Refuse is specifically the ice that you want them to hit on central servers. And again, we can move them with Ag Infusion. Has to not end the run. As soon as you put something like a Chiashi, which I don't know if our deck wants, maybe it does. As soon as you put something like a Chiashi, when they hit this, they take 2 net damage, take new net damage, and end the run. And then they've successfully unrefused the offer. When it's something like a DNA tracker, they have to go through it and then they have to keep going through the ice behind it, which is really important with Code Replicator. So you need to make sure when you offer you can't refuse, you don't hit them into an IP block or something stupid. And admittedly, IP block is kind of cool because you give them a tag. It's like it's not the worst way to CSOR someone. I played mandatory seed replacement in Ag Infusion, throwing all the unres dice at the bottom of the server, and all the unres dice at the front can be very powerful. It can, but is it a Nisei token? It's going to say Gene Splicer. I've had with it in Saraswati. Oh yeah, it's really good in Saraswati, isn't it? All right, we're going to need money. We're going to need some pretty basic stuff on top of some of our weird package. We're going to need the money to fire Embolism pretty consistently, so I am assuming that we're going to be doing daily quests. It seems okay. From that point on, do we play Chrysiums or do we just play like Marcus Baddies? Also, a good thing with our 5-3s is that we don't have a lot of them, so that if we do have to stall a couple turns to get our ice up, to get our money through, it won't be the end of us. That means that we largely have to play Obokata Protocol and SSL, and from there we can play one more 3-pointer. I'm a big fan of only playing 3-pointers if you're playing 3-pointers, especially if you play Punitive as well, which we kind of could do. I don't think it's particularly compelling. Yo, Lumnell, what's up? It's pretty late. How you doing? Actually, no, it's not late. For you, at least. It's been 80 years since I caught you live. Hype. Hey, welcome. Hopefully you're doing okay inside. I saw your comment on the last video. I haven't answered them yet, but glad you're enjoying Nanako. She was sleeping on the chair behind for a long time tonight. I played an Offer You Can't Refuse deck in the golden period where both Shock and Breach Dome were legal. Give me 1 point to run into Archives and take 6 damage. Yeah, man. I really am scared of that window where Shock and Breach Dome were legal for like a couple weeks. I guess here we just play a Future Perfect, call it a day. It really doesn't serve us well to play food. Future Perfect is good. Fire. The other one that we could consider is like, what was it called? The big 5-3. That's a card. That's an interesting card. We could play, I don't know what it's called, Bacterial Reprogramming, but it's not pretty great with anything else. I just love cats, TBH. Lacosta Grid is also really good. Lacosta. What is it? It's pronounced Lacosta, but I think it's Lacosta. Yeah, it's spelled Lacosta. This is fine. We have other grids, but this is really good with 5-3s. It means install advance is like a legitimate play. It's also good if we play Biovaults. Wow, this is actually probably getting a bit too glaciary. That's some upgrades. Okay, what are we missing? A lot of ice. How do we make our ice good? What's like scary face check ice? Bacterial, find us our Embolism. That's cool. Man, I wish there wasn't admittedly tutoring for cards like this. I think the closest you have to defensive upgrading tutoring is actually in Jinteki, where you can play whatever the opposite of Career Fair is. What's the opposite of Career Fair? What's the Corp Career Fair called? We'll find it. Recruiting Trip? And you can find this to get Marcus Baddies from your deck, stuff like that. This can be a cool card. Cortex Log. It's only 1935 here. It's been raining at least 3 days, which is ideal. How's JNet? JNet tonight has been okay. We conceded 1 game, but otherwise it's been all right. Assassin's a fun ice. What's up, Anthony? Assassin is like not an ice people expect. Yeah, fuck it. We'll try see what Assassin looks like in the modern meta. For what it's worth, it's like April 9th and it's snowing heavily outside, which is wild. All right, so we want cheap ice. Do you know what's actually pretty cool in our deck? So also because we have Crisium, bouncing people on Crisium is good, but our deck has enough mean ice that we can probably afford to play Mind Game, which is cheap as long as you have for the side game. I think Konjin is pretty rude. That's kind of good. We want some cheaper stuff. We want some barriers. At this point, like, do we just play Glacier enough where we can afford to play Border Controls or Surveyors? We got a decent snowfall today because yes, it can get worse. I don't mind the snowfall when we're inside. We could play Border Control. Surveyor is also probably fine, but Border Control seems to be like a pretty good card. Hot take. Komainu, if we're not on Ganked anymore, Komainu is like just kind of fine. Assassin's cool with Indian Union Stock Exchange, kind of just worse than Anansi to play out of Jinteki. It does something different because it trashes a program. How much? What's the difference in cost? This is 7. Oh yeah, you're right. And Assassin looks really bad with Anansi as an option, especially because Anansi is strong against the things that the other one's weak against. Cortex Lock is a good card. Oh, it has to be unres, but this is like a fine card because in the early game it's good, and the late game is just fodder to the Ag Infusion ability. Yeah, probably Assassin doesn't make sense the more we think about it. Sai Santan, I had fun with that card, but I think I like Komainu more than Sai Santan in most decks. 1 Tithonium in every deck. I totally feel you, especially in Ag Infusion. Like, that Tithonium can be really scary. It's just the influence might be tight. What's Tithonium? It's only like 2 influence? I think Border Control is better than it. We need 4 cards. Wow, our deck probably doesn't have enough money, right? We need more things than remote. Rashida seems like, you know, fine. So Rashida's fine, guys. And then anything else to make her money would be good. Next lock is neat fuel for replanting. I don't think we're actually going to play replanting, and I don't think we're going to play Jinja. I think like this might be enough. Do you play Himitsu Baku? Aiki? We probably just need more barriers, actually. I feel like I'd rather play an envelope than is Susan good? Everyone used to play Susan back in the day of RP, and you would fem this. Is Susan good right now? Do people struggle to kill Susan, to break Susan? I just feel like Anansi is so much better. Huh, yeah, it's probably not good. Inazuma is definitely not bad. I just feel like we want more barriers because we're kind of barrier light. I'd probably play an envelope over Kakugo. Kakugo is not a bad card though. Kakugo is just a fine card. All right, so we built some weird, too many upgrades deck. 14 ice is definitely insufficient for Ag Infusion, methinks. Are we only at 14? 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're way under. I would assume the problem has to do with maybe running way too many upgrades and not enough operations. Like, it's honestly in our best interest to play, like we have not a lot of agendas, and if we want to keep their money down and stop them from running, like, Scarcity is pretty good. And then we probably want to play a preemptive. And then we just probably cut out all the hot parts of this deck. I like Code Replicator over Biovault. That's fine. Biovault's really good with the Costa Grid, excuse me. I like Himitsu over Kakugo. Yeah, fine. We'll try it. Himitsu's interesting. Charlie, what's up? I say commit to 2 upgrades. Go 3 of 2 upgrades. Crisium is kind of just good for what we're doing. Lacosta is just like value. We'll commit to 3 Emboli. And I guess we don't need the Code Replicator. It's just the Code Replicator makes our offer you can't refuse is so much cleaner. Like, so much cleaner. But you're right, we need slots somewhere. And obviously we did add slots to operations, which is not amazing. Alright, how many ice are we dealing with right now? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 5 is 15. So we probably want to get at least 2 more ice in there. So we probably cut 2 of these. Lacosta is probably not that good. We're not that aggressive, and we can't do the never advance. I think the never advance is better with Lacosta than anything else, because the question is it any of these? And we don't have that threat. Oh, we still have way too many cards. Yo, Parallel, what's up? Good evening. Man, I miss Edge of World. I don't think I've actually ever played that card. Drop the Embolism. Come on, David. We can't do that. 2 more ice to put in this deck. What does our curve look like? There's a curve button somewhere, right? Yeah, this is our curve. This is our mana curve. A lot of 2s. It's a good value. Now 6 and 7s. We want more 6 and 7 drops. Just so on turn 6 and turn 7, we're not like, you know, we want to hit our curve. Inazuma is cute. It's really cute. It's just a positional ice though in a deck that's already struggling to deal with positionality. Ooh, forbidden game references. Shame. I got a couple brain damage kills playing it at HB. Oh, were you doing it with the grid that lowers hand size? Pat used to be a big fan of that. I think Lacosta could be pretty sick if you were running Gene Splicer for your fake last points of offer. I think you're right with that, and then we'd probably want to put Kakagos back in though. I'm a big fan of offer though. I feel like we can use offer a bit better. Oh, man, offer is like a counter play with Embolus though. It's anti-synergies Embolus. Now we'll try offer, see how bad it is. Keep offer, it's fun. Yeah, offer is fun. Okay, do we just play a 54 card deck? Like we can add one more agenda and just play. Oh man, but then we don't find our oh, we actually could have to add a 2-pointer. Okay, I guess we don't do that. Okay, chat. 20 minutes deck building. But we gotta end this one. It's like an Edge of World HB decks on NRDB today. Like what's good? Ike is fine. It's annoying. But like, what like really speaks to you? Cut one scarcity. Wait, is this MTG? Yeah, cut one scarcity probably isn't wrong. It's just so good right now in the modern meta. Oh my god, scarcity is absurd. Nobody expected Edge of World at HB, so it gets hits a lot. 86 offer and code. Sorry? Oh, Sandstorm's also sweet. Sandstorm's a good card in this deck. Yeah, whatever. We were talking about this today in our internal thing. I'm a big fan of Yagura. Yagura's fine, right? Oh, actually, let's play some AI hate. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 ice. Good enough. Let's cut 3 cards. Agree with Maui. 86 offer and code. I don't know what that means. Oh, 86 offer and code replicator. We need offer as a 86 means to destroy. I think I figured it out. I think we can definitely cut code replicator, but offer seems good. It's just kind of how we win the game. Otherwise, now we're going straight Glacier. We have nothing that's like wildly unfair. I think I would rather cut Rashida? 86 mean cut. Yeah, I figured it out. I think I'd rather cut like a Rashida or something. Like just one Rashida? Let's see what this draw's like. We mulligan those. Huh, okay. So I reckon we probably Cortex Lock HQ. We have to ice up all centrals. Oh, that's really hard. You only need one offer? You'd think so, but that's not true. Because it like offers cool to play in the early game to get a point. Cool may not be the right word. Then we can like a non-CR&D hedge fund border control. Then we can set up the border control, but then we still need ice archives. Do we play a crick in this deck? Yeah, maybe we do play a crick. Just because we want to ice up all servers, it might as well have a crick in there. Remember not to res it when it loses us the game. Nisei. We can Cortex Lock, Border Control HQ, hedge fund from that turn on. We basically are looking for a play, IPO. Then we probably like Thimble Rig Remote Crick, and then probably draw first. Cool. So now we can in theory offer refuse them into a Cortex Lock if we're like really edging. Edging. That's not right. We can do Border Control, then jam NGO fronter. Yeah, that looks fine. We also remember that I use the Ag Infusion ability, which like, god fuck damn, I'm not gonna do it. 2 mind games, all of your barriers, 2 thimbles, 1 sandstorm, servant, and popsy cone gym. Wait, what? 2 mind games, all of your barriers, 2 thimbles, 1 swordsman, possibly cone gym? What are you listing, David? Cut the preemptive, live on the edge? That's so good. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, we'll see if we need this. This is an Embolus deck. Did you see my autocompletes? They were like, this is a freedom deck. This is a... All of the above make awful really questionable, I feel. 2 mind games, all of your barriers, 2 thimbles, 1 sandstorm. Swordsman, possibly Konjin. Sandstorm I think is good. Konjin's really good. All the Konjin and Sandstorm are really good. Because then we can just boop them into the scary remote. Also, we don't have to res them. Like, they're still good. I think you're right, though. There are parts of this that are questionable. That's my wallpaper, guys. New Corp deck. Agon, Fusion, Embolism. Do we actually play a Chiashi, maybe? Yo, Ubi, what's up? 1110 deck name. Much creative. Thanks. How's it going? Now to draw Embolus, maybe possibly. I wouldn't hold you. I wouldn't count on it. I love you, BG. It's nice. It's very pleasant. I actually spend like a lot of time, and like let me know if there's a better way to do it. But I have 2 monitors. That's the one over here that chat's on, and so that I cut it so like the trees continue on here, and then I feel like I'm in nature. It's very soothing. I also have those like bougie lights that middle class people get, where you can change the color of the lights based off of computer stuff, and so like the lights in this room can replicate the color of my screen, and when you leave it on desktop it gets us like a really nice purple orange in here. Yeah, you know, the sort of shit I care about. It's great. 3 games on JNet. Seems like there have been more games on recently. I wonder why. Yo, there's been like 40 at the start. There's been consistently like 30 or 40 when we've been started. On weekends, like you can go up to 80. It's great. Chiashi would probably be good in this deck, but like it's money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a shit ton of money. Sorry, Anthony, I wasn't trying to rag on you. I just thought it was funny. When I play Ag Fusion on JNet, I think the ID just says once per game your opponent will ask you to undo a run that would obviously kill them. I've done that. I've done that. Even in tournaments, be like, wait, that was a bad idea, because you forget about the idea. The ID if it doesn't fire for a couple turns. You really do. Welcome to the bourgeoisie. We have all the lights. Man, the bourgeoisie, it's so shiny. Akiko again? What? 2 for 2, my friends. His hand's capable because we have a Embolism in it. No other questions. Thank you. We have an ice. I wish we had a Cortex lock or something more meaningful for R&D. Something more punishing, I mean. Thanks. Gungeon Sandstorm and other scary ice would offer you effectively 3-card combos. Also ridiculously expensive. Yeah, but like late game, right? Eventually they build us a window. All right. So probably want to ice both our centrals because like, because our hand is full of trashables. And then maybe hopefully if we don't res, we can do credit IPO or jam and NGO after an ice. I wish I was bougie enough to have bougie lights. I'll have love color lights. For what it's worth, I bought onto this train when it was more expensive. There's so many more companies that have entered the space that I would actually argue that it's no longer expensive. I want to be a Tumblr art hoe with Christmas lights all in my room, but like again, it's money. Go to fucking IKEA. IKEA lights are like $10. These are IKEA lights. They're pretty great. I spend like no money on them. But the point is like those LED tracks that people used to have and be like, come check out my YouTube video of my like, this is where I play, I don't know, Halo. And then they have all like the glowing lights and shit. Like that stuff used to be so expensive and it got a lot better. Wait, the string of lights behind you will change colors? No, that one won't. That's just like $10 IKEA lights. But they, you know, companies make that stuff pretty affordably. So we could draw and hope that we get something. If we don't, like, we can just do credit IPO, which is good because hopefully they respect the fact that these could be big ice. It's like, damn, $10 affordable for that. But it's getting there. They actually, I see it on Amazon, like companies, not like big brand name companies like Philips or whatever, but they'll sell you LED strips with like remotes. It's like, I don't know, 6 feet for 15, for 10. It's not bad. LED lights aren't expensive, I think. No, they're not. But Philips, who had the racket on it, who was selling directly from Apple stores, they were charging a huge premium on their like technology. And now there's like a lot of lights that actually communicate with different media means. Like it's not, you don't need a router anymore. They're communicating through different systems. That's a bit scary. There's an Euler on there. Euler? I think it's Euler. I forget. It's a mathematician. I forget how to say it. We have a scarcity. It's a bit too late. Fucking hell. We put 17 ice in here, didn't we? I'll just play the hedge. In theory, it protects our other cards and we don't need to play it, but at least it threatens a Chiashi. But like at any point, they can deal with code gates. And luckily we put a barrier on there. Oh, I know it's a lot cheaper now. I have a friend who's a music producer and he has all kinds of color changing lights for when he's making vids. It's the best. Euler, thank you 4-1. Euler was mathematician? I remember learning about Euler in school. Holy shit, that's so good. We're gonna get dunked on. Security Nexus. Meet Himitsu Baku. They're gonna pay nothing for their Nexus. They got a link. They have an R&D interface. Man, it's crazy. Zerpu, what's up? Euler was the mathematician. Continue to counter. We're gonna get absolutely shit on here. Euler. Leonhard? Swiss. Physicist, astronomer, geographer, and logician. Security Nexus for no money. They got to do a trace here. If we keep him out, it's like, okay. It's Euler. But if I had one time machine, I'd go back in time and discover all of his discoveries before he did and claim them as Euler. because that's how I always wanted to say it. You said oily twice though. This is fine. This is fine. We gotta do a trace here. They got some money. Could boost it. Could boost it. Hopefully, like the worst part here is they clear the scarcity. Admittedly, Obokata they can't steal. Future Perfect they can't steal. But they took a tag. But why? Something is wrong there. Pay 5, make them spend all their money. Yeah, we probably could have got away with that actually with NGO front. Yeah, we probably should have paid into it. Boosting kills Paula's. Oh, it's their last fucking click. Ooh, whoops, sorry. Oh shit, yeah, we would definitely boost that. Hold on, actually. I might boost that this time. Oh, we're dicks. Yeah, I didn't realize there was last click. I wasn't paying attention. I was just like totally focused on both Euler and us getting torn apart. I didn't realize your last click. Oh man, I feel like a dick. I just misclicked. No, it's all good. I'm not gonna boost it. It'd be shitty. I didn't realize it was your last. I would have boosted. But I don't think it's fair to. Yeah, we definitely should have boosted. They could have just dumped all these things off of it. Like, boosting here was 100% right. Like, we have the money. We can stop them. And then they would have ended with a tag. Like, doing this last click is a bit dodgy. Yeah, we definitely fucked that up pretty meaningfully. I don't know if I said, hey, Jason, what's up? Alright, so they're through. We gotta play a side game. They could also dump the R&D interface. Trashing the Paulas would be really important. Yo. Hey. How you doing? So they're gonna see 2 again, still can't steal Obokata SSL. Like, we don't really need the money. Now our Himitsu Baku's res, so watch out for Ag Infusion. We can pay 1 to make them see fewer. They're gonna still see 2 with that. They didn't clear the scarcity. They're in no money. Wow, they're in no money. We really fucked that up. Oh, I guess because of that. Oh, we have an Embolism. Not particularly good right here, huh? Draw? Oh, we can offer you can't refuse them until end the runs. That was the plan. At least they don't have the economy to sustain the scarcity traces. We can stay ahead of them. Rizeki coming in for 1. Paula's, they're probably playing other, you know, obviously, well, not obviously, they're probably playing other unique connections. So what are we assuming? The artist, maybe. Film Critic could be the restricted card, which is a pretty big deal for a deck running both Future Perfect and Obokata, let alone SSL endorsement does have some value to if you steal it with the Critic. I feel vindicated. Yeah, right? But that's a bad draw. We had so much good ice. Maybe we have to run more expensive ice just because it's so important in our game plan. Because I think we're only on 2 DNA, 2 Anansi. It could be more than that. All right, they're running us. Whatever. We wasted the click of theirs and we lost 2 credits on that. We saved the click though. All right, and all we need is an ice. Fuck. All we need is an ice. Fuck. Really? We have 17 ice. That's so bad. That's so bad. Interestingly enough, we could be like really brave and offer you can't refuse them into this ice. I wonder if they probably wouldn't run it, right? Unrest quest costs 3 to trash. Yeah, we'll definitely jam it. Artist is Namba with Paulus. You can still click for 2. Like, we probably should have done it there. Like, they have to respect it. To be like, oh, wait, you're right, I could die. I wish we were braver. The mind games would have been so cool. And we can afford to take them with a 4 credit hit. But like, literally 1 ice and we can stick Embolism. Let alone daily quests. Their economy is really falling apart. They're 1 stim hack in too, so their hand size is only 4, which is a bit better against. What the fuck? All right, here we go. Aubrey can't refuse HQ. Half our deck is now, no, a bit less than half in Decker's ice. One click 4 credits. That's a premium we'll take any day. Any day we'll take that. And now they're scared to run HQ. That's dominance asserted. No, this would be pretty cool. We got to. Let's run out scarcity. Our deck is just agendas, and ice. I walk away for a bit and miss the sweet Ag Infusion DQ deck build. Yeah, Rob. We got a cool deck here, we hope. Offer Can't Refuse is not great for Security Nexus. It is when they don't have money. But the thing is, like, it's also still good, because if they go and trace and end the run and take a tag, like, we just wipe their board. So, like, they can't. You're right, they could panic, but also the panic is bad. What are we playing today? Yo, what's up, Andre? How you doing? We are playing. Sorry we couldn't have you on Tuesday. We are playing an Embolism deck, and we are basically 3 turns in, haven't really seen ice. I had a girl with a car. I would call her a little bit taller. I wish I'd ball her. ASOS Pawn Shop restricted card. That means they're not on Film Critic. Huge boon for us. I think there's some cool value there where you install things cheaply with Paula's and then you pawn it. I've never seen that combo together. Rob, are you safe? That was cool. I'm losing my voice. I started on Tuesday. I gotta stop yelling. My voice has been really bad consistently. Like if I go, like, I don't know. I guess it started when we did the 7-hour stream the other day, which is probably not advisable at the speed that I talk. Ika getting thrown out. Oh, thank the Lord. I guess we Rashida. I think we actually do Rashida. Because then we'll draw into more ice, then we can do install. This Cortex Lock hits pretty hard. 4 damage. I guess they could always panic at an Oiler, but they always can panic Nexus. They paid 3 for that scarcity, by the way. You sound like a man that needs a hot drink. I've been drinking tea like literally all day. This is cold tea. I'm actually still gonna enjoy it. There's no situation that won't be helped by baking bread. Maybe gluten allergy. Uh-oh. So they still can't steal a Bacata because they'll die to Stim Hack. This is interesting. This is basically a way to get them the Oiler if they really want to. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. It makes this trace a bit more difficult. We can't boop this. We could have returned this to hand so that we can get a boop, but none of our other ice is res, so the boop is pretty bad. They could actually pay a credit here to tie us, so they could see an extra card with the Kiko ability. They might pay 1 there. Yeah, they did. We would actually pay 2, would have been better. Attorney commentary was a marathon for your math. Awesome job, though. Thank you. Stimac hits a cast. Cards from R&D, nothing. So it looks like we're gonna Rashida into that ice we desperately wanted, and then we can set up this lock once we get something on archives. And Embolism is kind of cool against Nexus if they, I guess they at some point put down Jack Sinclair and run once a turn. But Simulchip, okay, we'll fire Rashida off. And they saw 3 cards. We got to remember, and we're also waiting once they put down that what's her name, the person that pays them for their Axi. All right, Sandstorm. That is something that you want in Nexus. They have the tech. Really, we drew into some garbage old ice. Just some shitter ice. 2 end the runs is good enough. Now we don't need another offer you can't refuse, so. It's a bummer I couldn't make the G&K. Will any of the games make it up onto YouTube? Yep, editing them. I have all 3 rounds recorded. They were legitimately good games, which is really exciting to get on tape. So they'll be up soon. Going to build a CB. Not going to memorize some radio schematics and really contribute to New Society. Oh, wow, cool. Where are the non-seen DNA trackers? Only 2 of each. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe we put a little bit too much shitty cheap ice and we were cowards. We don't need another what now? Offer you can't refuse. What did I say? Rizeki gaining 1. Their economy is coming in. I'm pretty sure the scarcity is doing some sort of work considering they wanted all them unique connections. Gauss coming down. That's technically a barrier breaker. So they can still access R&D and they'll see 3 fresh cards, right? But they're going to have to stim hack it if they want that trace to go through successfully. They do have a link, so they actually have 2 link. Ooh, Rizeki, okay. So here we go. Can we afford this? Maybe. Maybe. I guess we put this on R&D. Oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't feel like we're doing anything smart. We have to ice up all centrals, so this isn't good. Oh man, it's really hard to do to ice up all centrals. Eventually this thimble rig is res though, and things are good for us. I'm just gonna put this on archives and maybe we'll get it later. I'm also not gonna play the IP, whatever this thing's called. IPO block. Archives of no domes? Yeah, we have no domes. And we always, once we get a thimble rig res, which should be soon, we can reposition our Komainu. And once our Komainu is resed, we have a legitimate threat with our Ag Infusion ability. Their hand size is pretty low though, but whatever. Money time, yeah, it's finally happened. The combo we wanted. Beth, wow, for 4, still worth it. Beth is so crazy. Oh man, we just drew the best archives eyes. How long do we leave this in here though? Like I think we trashed this in JMNGO front. That seems like an absolute brutal waste of time. Putting this on archives is stupid. Maybe we put this on R&D. We should be jamming agendas now. They have 3 hand size. And we have an Embolism with 3 tokens on it next turn. Yeah, we'll definitely jam the agenda. All you need to do is get enough money that you can protect an early Embolus and then only maybe put credits on it when you have a window. And then ice up all centrals and then do all this other nonsense. And hope that their economy struggles as much. Like, now they're at 9, so different story. But at least Embolus is really good against Nexus. Because this is something they're leaning on. It's only once a turn. Alright. Let's get the show on the road. Show on road. We don't want to score Oboe. Why not? We want to score Oboe. We like Oboe. It's on game point then. We jam NGO. You're right, we don't want to score Oboe. We'd be much better off scoring SSL. We're almost never excited to score Oboe. When the corp scores Oboe, I'm usually like, oh, nice. Good for us. We don't have to deal with that shit. When they score Bologna. SMC coming down. Looks like they might want to posture for something. Oh, they're posturing. Hey, value crick. We could have just thrown them onto archives. Do we pop? No, we res the thimble rig. Let's see what their decoder is. It's probably an oiler. It is an oiler. One of their MU is overused. They have one too many MUs. They're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? How's that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, SMC is 2. So they gotta trash something. They could have popped the SMC first if there's something they really wanted. Ooh, eating Rozeki. Wow, that's wild. So Oilers coming down. They break this for 1 credit. Unfortunately, our thimble rigs are pretty bad. Do we just like boop them onto archives? No, I think we res the thimble rig just so that we can get the Anansi. This thing here. At least then they can run that and it's really bad. We'll res the thimble rig. This is still pretty expensive for them and they still can't score Oboe. So yeah, actually keeping Oboe in hand the whole game was probably one of the best things we could have done because it's kind of difficult for them to get it with only 3 hand size once they've double stim hacked. I feel like we're fucking this up. Break for 0 seems bad, but now we can put this, in theory, what do we want to do? In theory here, and then we swap the Komainu after. Yeah, I think that's right. So this thing can break with the Fractor. It's going to cost them 3 credits, which is pretty good for us. Like, that's not efficient. For something that we only spent 2 to res. That's good. Alright, the Axis with 6. Clearing the scarcity is the worst part of this. Obers are safe. TFP is relatively safe. They keep paying 1, man. They keep getting us so good. 3 cards. Again, it's mostly ice. They did trash Rashida. We're still in it. I don't even know if we score this. We did lose an Embolus token. And this is a good turn to keep running, like with Oiler. Oiler is like really good with Apocalypse and stuff like that, right? Like you want to run as much as you can with the Oilers to get the value. Yeah, there you go. Do we res this or do we just boop him somewhere? We can't really boop him somewhere. It's Mind Games Karma. We got that offer. So they think this is a scary piece of ice and they don't know yet. Do we actually res a thimble rig? Man, our Embolism is falling apart. They're not getting you. You're charging them 1 per R&D X's. That's a good point, but we could have paid 0. Was the JNet trigger for Egg Infusion? Click the ID? Yeah, I think so. Boop into Kamainu? It has to be rezzed. We can't, Charlie. It has to, because we encounter the ice, not approach. So that's why we need to get the Kamainu here. Swap it with another ice? Yeah, I think we will. That makes it a bit harder. I've never played with it yet. I think so, at least. It acts as another Embolus. I don't know if trashing this one's bad, but they did take a counter off of this Embolus. This is still pretty good tax. Unfortunately, I don't think we can afford to put another token on it. Oh, I didn't know which Thimble Rig. That's very fortunate. This seems wild. Advanced credit, IPO. It's not that bad. So how do they deal with Kamainu? They probably deal with its security nexus, but they're only going to be on 4 credits. Their econ is not great right now. I guess they got 1 from Kamainu, 1 from SMC. They pawned their SMC. So unless they're aggressively pawning, like their economy is not amazing, and if their economy is not amazing and ours is at least a bit better than theirs, it's kind of difficult to use the security nexus, or at least to use it early on in the turn. Why credit over hedge fund? To keep cards in hand. Like the more cards we have in hand, the more secure it is when we draw an agenda. And I don't know if we need the huge amounts of money. Yeah, I think hedge fund was an option there, but then we go down to 2 cards and one of them is a trashable, and if they hit it, it's like not really good. The cool thing though is like once we score this thing out and then we eventually do a jam and install advanced defense the NGO front, if we can keep it, it's really good for us because they have to run it or they do threaten losing the game. They're installing a simul chip. Beth is also giving them gave them a card draw. Ooh, DreamNet. So they really want to run once a turn. So this Embolus is going to be pretty difficult without a full lockout. Maybe we do need to play a Sandberg deck. And then maybe we concede against ourselves. They paid 5 for this DreamNet, mind you. And they do have 2 link though, so it's a lot of value if they can get the runs in. And right now they're breaking this for like what, 1 credit? Oh, 2 credits. Wow, Oilers really bad unless they do it. It's all good. And again, it would have been such a different, well, actually not that different of a game, but if we trashed the Paulas earlier, it would still have a tag to clear, which is good. I think the next thing we do is we swap the Crick back onto Archives. And then it's like Code Gate, which is 2-4 to break, eventually 0-0, and this Kamainu can be okay. I don't know how they break it. They probably unplungy. Considering how good late game runners are right now, I think we should reconsider the agenda suite. What do you think? You think I think you like we should go jammier and faster? Nisei seem great. Yeah, Nisei seems so important. Sports Hopper, wow. That's actually pretty cool tech against Obakata. Which thimble rig is it? It doesn't tell us. It doesn't matter. Place count on Embolism, yeah. They don't have AI. I guess now we play the hedge fund, so... no, we can also put this on HQ, which might be a bit better. And then we jam this next. Yeah, we'll put this on HQ. Makes it harder to turn off the Embolism. Admittedly, our money's not amazing. Yeah, I think late game runners are kind of absurd, so I think getting to a leaner agenda suite is probably in our best interest, unless we want to push like to a really late game where we have preemptive and we can like kind of not play a lot of agendas and filter and control them pretty well. Attitude adjustment, I guess, stuff like that helps. Rizeki gains 1, Beth gains 1, Aesop sells the Rizeki. Whoa, which means they're really going aggro at this point. Selling Rizeki, they know that the game can't last that much longer when we're on 4 points. And this is exactly like, you know, admittedly, their economy isn't going that well. The scarcity is doing a lot of work, but imagine like, there's so many windows where you can play an offer you can't refuse. I think our deck also needs a lot more. JG Wentworth, get cash now. We need a lot more like big ice for that to be scary, but it's good. If we res this, we go down to 4. Yeah, it's fine. 5 credit DreamNet, yeah, right? I don't know. This card didn't have any conditions on it. It just says every time it makes a successful run, gain a credit, get a card. You'd probably pay 5 for it. Still can't steal Obakata, so they're gonna go ahead and trace this. They still have to pay 3 credits to get through it, and then it's 4, 5, 6, 7, unless they like trash simul chips to install Oilers, which they could, considering they did already trash Rizeki. This Sports Hopper is now free too, right? Oh no, it's 1 credit, I guess. And right, this remote also takes 3 clicks to run. Like, you sandstorm them once. I guess they could security nexus, and then you add confusion them. Then they run it again. Then you sandstorm it. Then they run it. And then on top of that, you have the Emboli, which might not actually continue to keep their counters. So unless they do some aggressive tricks with simul chip into Euler, this is going to end the run. Because they can't afford 4. Oh, sorry. No, they can't afford it. Yeah, we'll swap it with this one. Cool. It's also important they get a card now so they can seal Obokata. So they have 0 credits. They'll get a credit, they'll get a card. They can seal Obokata, they can't contest Future Perfect. We're gonna spend no. Yeah, actually we should. Should we? That seems fair. Alright, so how much do we spend? They're gonna get a credit, so they can spend 1. We probably want to spend 0. Well, we can spend 1. Because next turn we can NGO front out anyways. I don't think all these cards are new. I think only one of these is new, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute. Nice, nothing. Again, our deck is mostly ice. Oh, this pen is open. I just drew all over my foot. What am I doing? Click for credit. Discard down to 3. 3 out of pawn shop. Swap thimble rig. I think we're okay with how this is going. So the really unfortunate thing about jamming this NGO front is like it's so obviously not an agenda because there's not a real threat here. Like we're at 0. At least maybe it'll be a surprise. I don't know. Maybe they'll not look at this and run and think they can nexus through something. And now anytime they run an unresed ice, we can just throw them into the Kamainu, which they largely have to panic nexus out unless they could do like simul chip into Palangi. But even then, like this is 2 credits for 1 sub or 2 subs. So that's like usually 4 credits to break. They don't need to break all of it. This is, I guess, technically better. Are they pawning something? No, just drawing up. They're running it. Fascinating. Fascinating. What do we do here? Do we just throw him into the Kamainu? I think so. I think we just throw him into the Kamainu. Oh, we didn't need to pop that. Here's your Kamainu. So 4 cards in hand is pretty good value here. Ag Confusion's first time we fired it. Fortunately, Sandstorm on its own is not very good here. Oh, wow. Whoops. Whoops. So this is 4 subs. They can nexus it. You want me to undo that? We might have gone too far, so it might be difficult to operate the nexus. We'll see what they say. Okay, sounds good. So they're just going to take the net damage and lose their whole hand. So they're not going to use their Nexus. So they might actually get an access here. R&D interface, Aesop's out. Cyber Trooper Talut, which is a link, right? That's pretty good. And Nexus is also Citadel, a really good card. But again, this has been doing so much work. So now they're here on the Thimble Rig. They're just going to jack out. I don't think they need to run that. Like, it was very obviously an NGO front. Just because we got 0 credits, so we're not actually threatening a score. Swap Thimble Rig. There's some reason to swap. Nah, not really. We could swap it there just so we have an end to run, but they break it for some money. We'll get a nice here, though. Right? Oh, I keep forgetting it's twice. Place one on Embolism? Yeah, I guess we will. So we can put this on server 3. We probably want to draw once here, but our money's pretty bad, so I think we can just do this and draw. And next turn we'll like smash draw. Jaina doesn't implement Egg Infusion correctly. It goes into approach phase. It should be in counter. I think it did actually do it properly. I don't think it did approach. Because it was already encountering it and then said skip. I might be wrong. Sports Hopper, mind you, not only is a draw, but it is also another link, which helps a fair bit with the Nexus. They also did sell the Paula's Cafe. So they're sitting there with 3 link, which helps. So they only have to pay 2 to get through with Nexus on any trace. Beth also gave them an extra click, which is always good to see. And they're stim hacking R&D. They have the cards, the little card and credit. So Kamainu here, that might have been nice just to like thimble rig an unresed ice over there. That might have been really, really important. Yeah, maybe we wanted to thimble rig. Like that's the thing is I don't think I'm gonna play Ag Infusion that elegantly. We could. It's probably not worth tracing with that here. Excuse me. Even if they get an agenda here, it's likely to be an SSL or a side game. Even if it's Obokata, they trash. They die actually. They can't steal. No, they will draw another card with the Dreamnet. They can steal Obokata. But it's really good to get unres dice here. They steal Obo, then Stimac would kill them almost because of Dreamnet. They would draw cards, so not exactly. But if we have Snare as well, yeah. Yeah, getting unres dice on R&D seems really important. Seems really good. Yeah, we should have done that last turn. What I meant was it gives the runner the ability to jack out. Oh, does it? That's wild. I didn't know that. So this is what, 3? Pretty good. So they still have 2 for the access. We can play like 2 here, right? Damn. They've been calling our shit every time. Ping 0 is they pay 2 for that access though. Whatever. We can play this. Hard read. The hardest. Dang. That was so good. Respect. Alright. So in theory we could lose. They could see 3 cards. All agendas. Fuck! Too good. They've been nailing these Psy games. Actually Psychic Clone. Fuck me. They're now on game point. They also had a panic draw there if they wanted to like respect what's it called? They also turned off the what's it called? The scarcity. SMC coming down, 3 credits. That's the 3rd stim hack. So they're on 2 hand size. We just need to draw into an agenda, which might be difficult. At least we have the boop here. No, that's fine. Now any 5/3 we have to keep in hand for 1 turn. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah. So this successful run does care about Crisium. R&D doesn't care. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna hold off a turn. Oh, I'm sweating bullet too. I don't know if we got this one. It's gonna be close. Basically, we just jam Embolism and then hopefully Sandstorm is enough. This is in the bad order. We actually can fix this, right? No, we can't. Psych Bite coming down. She cares about successful run. She's good with Crisium. Are they running last click? Wait. We can trace him out of this. This can't be right. I'm just gonna be critical here. Yeah, totally. So they have Ika. Pretty good. I think we have to Swordsman bounce him. Do we bounce him to the crick? Or do we bounce him into the DNA tracker? I guess we can't res it. So then we hit him with a sandstorm. No, it's bad. Alright, so it's a crick. Pretty hard for them to deal with. They couldn't access it. This does mean they get their card in the credit. And wow, crick actually lets us reinstall our ice. So it lets us get an unresed on the outermost of our R&D, which is cool. Oh, that's kind of a cool combo. There's no defensive upgrade we really care to play here. We could get a Rashida down and then just get some more money from it, but I think we have enough. I think 3 Embolist tokens and Ag Infusion ability. We basically just have to hold off on R&D. So this gets an unres dice off onto R&D, which is sweet. Fire? Yeah, synergy. That felt good. We can also trash over this Kamainu and destroy the Ika. It should be now. Right now, it says no further actions or pass. Let me try hitting pass. Yeah, that just passes it. Want to jack out and just run it manually? Cool. Sweet. Stream break for anyone else? Stream down? Oh no. Really? Yo, is YouTube, is the stream still good? I still have green signals coming out. Thank you. I lost Twitch, yeah. Still up on YouTube. Hey, looks like it's back up. Stream's up. Thanks, everyone. All right, the Nexus tracing it. Wow. Wow, do we hit them here with the end of the run? It protects an Embolism token, which seems pretty important. You have to boost this up to 8. I think we can do it. I don't think we actually need money. So this will end the run and end them with a tag. Just look like drop frames. Okay, Twitch sneezed. Pay enough that they spend money. You're right. We could have actually just paid enough that they spend money, but I don't know if they would have. I think you are right that we didn't have to spend everything on that. Oh, this is really awkward. Because we want an unresed ice here. How can we do that? We swap this here and then... No, there's no way to do it. So we could lose on R&D. We can lose on R&D. Yeah, fuck. There's no way to stop them. What's I'm missing it? Huh. Swap the ice with the Ika? No, but they break this for... You don't need to res it on server 3 at all. No, server 3 you don't need to res anything. Like, the money doesn't matter. The thing is, like, we go install advance, they could still win on this. They have to hit Obokata, though. You have 3 ETRs and Ag Infusion. No, the remote is fine. It's just I'm worried about R&D. Like, I wish we had an unresed ice on R&D so we could boop them, and we don't have it. So basically, we're just, like, we can gamble whether they can't get into R&D or not. Feels bad. Do we push for it, or do we try and ice off R&D? We also can trash some of their shit. Beth will give them a click? No, probably not. Psych Mike doesn't matter too much. DreamNet doesn't matter too much. Aesop's probably matters the most just because of the last turn. Chat, do you think we push, or do you think we try and ice up R&D, or we try and win? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 agendas and 13, and they see some of them. I think we're just gonna push. I don't think their money's good enough. We could regret this. We could have saved another turn. So they still have to get through this, which they could left fire, and they have to get through this. Glory favors the bold. I'm a coward, though. Jeff saying the push. Override the Kamainu? Overriding the Kamainu is not bad. It means it's harder for them to get their eco around. They have to like get a token for them, and they're scared of sentries. The thing is, like, sentries, we can't make that matter. Besides, like, overinstalling it with a Cortex lock, which wouldn't matter, actually. It would be 3 net damage. So I think that was the play. If we wanted to do anything on HQ, we'd do Cortex lock over a Kamainu. Now, this remote is almost impossible. They're never going to be able to run this remote. They're never going to be able to run this remote. Because we have 4 Embolism tokens, which is 4 end the run tokens. Aesop's trashing the Euler, so they can't even get through code gates. Unfortunately, we have a fucking barrier up there. I've seen you place plan into so many next times you can't call yourself a coward. On the runner side, we're aggro as fuck. On the corp side, it's different. We play way too defensively when we have Glacier. I'm playing the offer you can't refuse, and into like a thimble rig. That's like really important baby steps for us. This is what, 2 credits? I just wish we had a boop. They got it. All right, this is exactly 3 credits to break. They'll get a credit on the axis before we play the side game. The side game is so important. Continue encounter. Oh, we also could return Himitsu to hand. That's interesting. Because then we can install it. But we're going to win anyways, and there's no point. Maybe we have to play all that weird ice that installs stuff that no one plays. All right, they're accessing with 0, so Future Perfect's already in their score area. Oh yeah, this side game keeps getting me. We'll just pay 2. They can't pay 2. Gotta hold on. They have 4 cards exactly. Oh, fantastic. No money for the side. Yeah, they had money because of Psych Mike, but not enough money. It looks like we've won the game, my friends. What do they probably check archives? No, that's it. Good game. Scary. It was close. Our ice wasn't good enough. We needed more bigger ice. Like, our Ag Infusion was never a real threat. Wow, they're actually running 3 Nexuses. I would not have guessed that. That's 9 of the 12 influence. No, thank you. No, thank you once again. Yes, thank you. Okay. All right, that'll do it. Embolism did its thing. That was a nail biter. GG. Hey, good game. Really nice side game skills. Absolutely pulled us apart. Embolism wins again. They shouldn't have removed the tag. No, I guess they were hoping that was an NGO front. I didn't realize they removed the tag. Thanks for the game, eh? Man, those side games are absurd. YouTube. Cool. All right. Well, that's it. That's all for tonight. We'll be streaming again on the weekend at some point. YouTube seems to be a bit better at recommending the videos again. That was a problem we were having before. So if you haven't subscribed or follow or hit that bell for notifications, that might be good. I think the offer play trumps all the side games. That might be true. I don't know if they realized that we offered them on a thimble rig and they bought into it. We have 3 videos that we are going to upload. I finished editing 1 yesterday. There's 2 more. So I think the first one will be hitting online either Friday. On Friday night seems very unlikely. So probably sometime Saturday. And then we'll be trying to putting out 1 a day, something like that. The tournament was really good. We have another GNK going on in the Montreal scene on the 21st or whatever, like 2 Tuesdays from now is. So we're going to have more stuff to upload after that. And so it's pretty fun to play in a tournament. It's been a while since we've done that. Thanks for the stream. Stay safe. Hey, John, you too. Baza, Charlie. Thanks for the stream. Of course, glad you liked it. Glad this is a cool thing. Hopefully for y'all as well. Nice. Thanks to everyone who in chat, everyone watching the VOD, everyone we played games against. Hopefully you're all staying nice and safe and healthy indoors. I know things are weird. Hopefully we can get through this all together. And we'll be back on the weekend at some point for a stream. We'll probably do like a nice 3 hours on the weekend. And I think that's all we got to say. Take care of yourselves, y'all. We'll see you in a couple days.